Okay. Cut. Cut. Yeah. Cut. No, you can't laugh through when I say cut. Okay. Cut. Hello and welcome to another episode of the Yascast with me, Sega Dreamcast. This is episode Vista, the 6th episode in the series, and we have another freeway. Wow. Truly, Yascast does it all. Another three-person episode. Today's guests are none other than the lovely Andy and the also very lovely Agatha. That is Andy at Zona.work and Agatha at tech.lgbt. Oh, and I'm at Yaseen_J at 0w0.Islamic State. It's so great to have you guys here. How you doing?
It's so great to be here and to try not to devolve into laughter every time.
No, I think it's probably fine to devolve into laughter every
I
5
was
minutes.
holding my mouth with my hand. To not laugh at the start. The Sega Dreamcast got me, even the second time.
Oh my god, that's so great. I mean, you don't have to hold back your laughter, by the way. I think it's it makes my jokes feel really weak if you don't laugh at them, you know.
Awesome.
But it's great to have you guys here. I'm so happy that we managed to do this with the two of you, especially because obviously planning and stuff is such a ball ache. But it's really helpful that Agatha you had to day off today, and Andy, I presume, is just Skyping. So that's.
I actually codified this as a vacation and every Thursday morning because I realized that I had not taken a ton of vacation despite the trip to Europe and everything. So I kind of got scolded for that. So yeah, I'm actually officially on vacation for a little bit longer.
Oh, that's great. So you're using your paid time off to talk to us. That's really nice, Andy.
Yeah.
For me, it's just a holiday, so it's nothing particularly dangerous.
Yeah, hanging out with your friends online. That's a holiday.
That's a holiday.
It's a holiday.
It's a holiday. Usually it devolves into some kind of madness.
I know, but you know, like we were prepared for that, so we're just chilling. So you're gonna have to host
to start something.
When you guys start, start whatever. Start beeping right now.
Sorry, host. You're gonna have to host something. Let's go.
Andy is like impossible to beef with. He's too nice.
Andy is.
He's like the nicest person on Fedi. It's hard to do that.
Oh, please don't do that.
It's true.
I hope not.
Andy, you are really nice. You're so chill. You know, it's like like whenever you say something that's like a real serious importance, it's like real shit. You know.
Wow. Okay. Well, it's good that I have to do that so rarely. Because most of the time it's definitely not real shit. Just goofy shit.
No, man, you're like, you very much, I mean, obviously you're a dad and stuff, but like, you remind me of my dad in that he just like doesn't give a fuck about anything. Like he's like, yeah, I don't really have to care anymore. I'm like 50 years old, dude. I don't have to give a shit about a single thing. You know?
See, I'm kind of there. It's like I really don't give a shit much except about my friends, you know. So y'all are what's like important and what gets me there. So those conversations are what's really rewarding, you know. Like I had yesterday a couple like different people, you know, in a group on Discord, but then a couple different people talk to me on the side, and that always makes me feel like I don't know, valued, and that, you know, to me that's what's really important, you know, like that we have that connection. You know, there's a conversation, there's, you know, I don't know, it just really, that feels like a real connection. And I that's what I really like. That's what I'm really here for. Wow, so that matters. Everything else, fuck it.
That's really touching, Andy. I'm crying right here.
It's already the deepest Yascast episode.
Yeah, like applause for that, man. Applause for that.
I didn't know it was going to be in the first few minutes. I thought we'd be like critiquing capitalism by now. I don't know.
No. I mean, by the fifth minute, we usually kind of critiquing happens around about the 10-minute mark. We're only at the 5-minute mark now, so this usually be where we just evolve into like making jokes and laughing like our heads off.
Oh.
But you two have been like really, really serene, and now that means I have to actually like
Actually host.
I have to actually host. I have to actually do something, you know. And I thought that maybe like the three of us could like carry it without having to do much.
Oh no.
But no, I have to actually do something.
Are we ruining the Yaskast vibes or something?
Yeah, totally.
I think by now, like everyone knows what to expect from the average episode of the Yascast. I can't believe this. 5 minutes in and we're already getting meta. Holy shit! Like,
But this is not. This won't be a normal Yaskast episode. It's the last one.
The last one ever. No, the final one.
Forever.
It's the grand finale.
Listen now. Actually, don't listen to Yas explain the truth now.
No.
Skip the next 3 minutes.
That's the last one.
this isn't the last one. This
The
is
final episode.
It's not
We
the
killed
final
the
episode.
It's our fault.
You didn't kill the last. Okay.
It's
But-
awake. We're celebrating the life of the
this is awake.
Yascast. We're not here for
This is a retrospective episode.
celebrating its life.
A retrospective episode.
A retrospective.
Like the ones you have on TVs on the end of the year. It's like that.
Oh yeah.
This is what this will be. Just 5 episodes. We will like play cover them.
When the
And
series runs out of money and they have to go do a clip episode or something. Hey, remember that time Julia said, and then we just sit here for a bit while it runs. Y'all are too easy.
A retrospective episode. I mean, like if you think about it, right? Because I'm British, so this is actually like the appropriate length for a British TV show.
Yeah.
So this could very easily be a retrospective on the past 5 episodes.
I was very.
Yeah.
I knew you were like British, but I remember playing the first Yaskast episode and be like, "Oh fuck, Yaseen's British." I forgot about it.
Oh wow, that's very British. Yeah.
I forgot about that.
I actually because of so I don't really speak in like a broad regional accent, just because of my mom. Obviously, she was an immigrant, and so she speaks in this kind of formal accent, basically because of colonialism, really, which always comes back to, because she went to like a high level university, and she also got like a pretty high level education too. So they taught her to speak in this kind of way that's reminiscent of the colonial authorities. So as I was growing up, you know, my main talking points were with my mom, and she spoke like she does. And my dad, even though my dad is working, his accent's a little bit more broader. So I kind of have a combination of a kind of very, very regional accent with my mom's very accent of nowhere type deal. And I sound like this.
Like yeah,
It's hard because like, you know, I don't have a lot of, you know, like I can't identify as someone from, you know, what region they're from, except for Cornwall, right? That one's obvious.
Mm-hmm.
So you know, it just sounds like kind of like, oh, that's British, you know.
Yeah.
Generally
Is anyone
British.
else? Yeah, of course. Just generally British. I am British in some form. A bottle of water.
as a non-native English speaker, I do not know anything about accents in English. I can't even identify Australian accent actually. Like I know British and the other ones that aren't British. That's how I know.
Just two buckets, British and not British. I mean that's fair enough. Yeah, it's interesting because like I can tell where someone is from in Birmingham based on their accent and the words they use. So I can tell which part of town they're from just by how they speak.
That's wild that it's at that level.
Yeah. I mean, in recent years, because of like globalization and because of the London-centric entertainment industry in the UK, it's become less and less obvious. Kind of everyone speaks in this kind of London-ish accent mixed with whatever they hear on TV, and occasionally some Americanisms too. So that kind of is fading away. I think globalization has kind of made it much difficult to actually work out where someone is from in the UK. because of the kind of content they take
Consume, right? Yeah,
they
what they hear.
yeah, what they hear. So that affects the way they talk and the way they speak. In a broad sense, you can tell which part of the UK someone's from by the accent, and then if you're really kind of attuned to it, you can tell specifically what town, and then even what part of town they're from. But yeah, like I can tell where someone is definitely from out of town, and then I will hate them with every fibre of my being.
You're so British.
It's what you got to do, If look, I'm okay with immigrants, I would love them to come to Birmingham and move in. But if I hear someone who sounds like they're from a different county, no.
Wow.
Go back to where you came from. I don't want any Shropshire folk in here. Okay.
Oh gosh, yeah.
Yeah,
That'd be terrible.
Especially not Londoners too. They can go back. Then deport them back to London.
To London.
First train out of here to London. Put them on it if it's running. That is.
No asylum in Birmingham for them.
It's actually an interesting problem because the number one choice for Londoners to leave is coming here.
Really?
So, yeah. Because it's relatively close. It's about an hour and 20 minutes away with a train.
Right.
From central London. So it's relatively close. Relatively cheap, although not so much anymore.
No, I mean the trains are inexpensive compared, and I guess the housing is what you're referring to.
Yeah, the housing will be is significantly cheaper. Like London is just an overheated housing market, whereas Birmingham is only very slightly heated, so it is significantly cheaper to buy property here or rent here than it is to in London. So with all that considered, it makes sense for it to be the number one place for Londoners to move to. Which means that, all these immigrants are coming here, ruining, they speak funny, they dress funny.
They actually kind of do ruin the housing market, right? Because
they do ruin the housing market. I mean, technically speaking, it's not really their fault insofar, but because the average Londoner salary is significantly greater than the average Birmingham resident salary, they can afford to outbid anyone else for property.
That's their Londoners are our Californians because that's they spread out everywhere and people loathe them.
yeah. I mean, London is, if you kind of compress like New York and DC and Los Angeles and San Francisco all into one, that's kind of like London in its kind of vibe. It's everything. London is everything. It's like,
it is. I mean, yeah. I mean, from what I experienced of it, it was pretty.
Yeah, you went to London recently. You want to talk about that?
I went everywhere recently. I feel like I've actually kind of seen more of the world. We've talked to people who've traveled a lot, and like in Europe, and honestly, it's really impressive where you can go when you're in Europe. People who've been to like Reykjavik and in Sweden and all over, and we just got to see basically three big places, right? I kind of count Italy as one because we're in Rome a lot, but we got to see three like huge cities, really, and very important cities in Europe and even historically, right? But before that, I mean, we traveled a ton in the US, so honestly I can say I've seen a lot of the US, right? And this trip just blew me away because just the how dense population was everywhere, the historical stuff that we saw, just things that are iconic that about, but then you actually see them in person and really really feel it. It was life-changing. It was mind-blowing. It was everything. Like even something silly like playing Pokemon X and Y that I played multiple times. It's basically it's Paris, like there's a tower in the middle. The buildings have a Paris vibe, the food has a Paris vibe. They drop French words, just little stuff like that once you've been there, you're like, oh, this is Paris, like it just feels like Paris, even though obviously the streets don't map or anything, like there's no real locations. The tower doesn't really look like the Eiffel, but it's got the feel of it,
Right.
So
it's like I've been here,
So you went to the tower and pointed like, that's the Pokemon tower.
Yeah, I was riding around the tower like, kids, look, what is that?
Were you hatching eggs around the tower, like holding the 3DS circle pads with a elastic band?
I've actually done that at that tower. I got really into Pokemon
No, I
XY.
did that too. I was really. It was the game I most played on the franchise.
Oh, good. Yeah. So that was the egg hatching place, and this time it was just like I wanted to go see the alleys. I wanted to go find the little coffee shops. I wanted to feel. You know what? I just realized that I morphed the question about London to one about Paris, but.
I mean, that's fair enough.
Hey, London's great too. Castles, Big Ben, neat. No, it was honestly they were all neat. It was all like a real feeling that there's much more history there. Despite the fact that, it's not like the landmass of North America was dropped here in 1492, but, there's buildings built a long time ago, even though, I don't know, it's just different. You know what I mean? There's more visible history. It's there instead of just kind of new houses, new neighborhoods that have been built, stuff that's been built this century. It's just, I don't know. It's really fascinating. I just love traveling, and if we didn't blow every dollar we had, we would be back. Now we just got to kind of wait.
Yeah, that's fair enough. I mean, you know what they say, like 200 years is long for an American and 200 kilometers is long for a European. So, so you basically experienced that,
Yeah. Yeah, for us, like we did road trips, right? Because with 3 kids, that's a lot of airplane miles, right? And then you got to rent a car and all that. So we bought a travel trailer, and so we dragged that thing up from Texas, like, to the top of the US, and then went from one side to the other. The next year we did the up along the Rocky Mountains on one side. The next year we did up along the Rocky Mountains on the other. I spent 6 to 8 weeks on the road, so we really got to see a lot. We really got to take the kids to places like Yellowstone that are just, fascinating and nowhere else, right? Places that are really unique. We got to see national parks and glaciers and stuff that, like I never got to see that when I was a kid. It was like my first time too. So, we got to really experience a lot here. So honestly, we're kind of tapped out. The US is like, yeah, we've been there. Whatever.
You should come here.
It's funny.
Come here next time.
See, I know.
Yeah.
Trade places or
go
something.
To Brazil. Go to Brazil, as the YouTube comments will say.
More like the US in size. So like you can road trip here. Like I don't know, get a car and just road trip. I don't know if you can do that, but you can try.
We can try. I mean, the language would be a little bit of a thing, but Romance languages are kind of like where both of us, like my wife is a native speaker of Spanish, so I learned Spanish just to like flirt with her. Not really, but it worked. Like
what a charmer.
It's Romance languages are it's a familiar place to start when you know one and you go somewhere. Yep. So that was really neat, and that's something that like Brazil would be great. I mean, obviously we go in summer to escape. Well, we don't even escape summer anymore here. It's so mild. So I don't know. We'd have to figure it out.
Depending where you go in Brazil, you're not gonna escape summer either. Since Brazil, the top of Brazil is near the equator line, so like on those states, it's always summer all the time. It's never not summer there. So like
that's oppressive.
Yeah, you're never gonna go like below 25 Celsius there.
That's
God. Oh God.
Yeah, no, like Brazil is a warm country, so like just be warm out there.
Oh God.
Like the coldest winters I have, and I'm on the coldest side of Brazil, is like on the night it's 5 degrees at worst. Like it doesn't get worse than that. But the houses are cold. The houses don't have insulation because it gets hot on the summer. So like you go from 5 degrees on the winter to 40 on the summer on a bad day.
Yeah, that's like Bangladesh. I died while I was there. I am not made for anything above like 25 degrees, perhaps at a push. And every day there it was like 30 plus, 35 plus, nearly 40. And I was like, oh wow, it's very warm, isn't it? Ooh, yeah. And also really wet. I remember I went to go outside for a walk, and my mom was like, "Oh no, you shouldn't go out for a walk. It's raining. I'm like, rain never bothered me. I've walked in the rain back home,
Right?
and it's not a big deal. And then then she's like, well, look out the window. I'm like, okay, fine. So I look out the window, and it is like monsoon style. It is like everywhere. It is there's no gaps. Sorry. There's no like, whoa, God. There's no. I'm dying here. There's like the rain is so thick that there's no like horizontal gaps between the drops of water. Just a waterfall everywhere.
God.
And I'm like, oh, okay. I guess I'm not going outside then. So for like a couple of days, like we couldn't really go anywhere because it was raining so bad that driving in it was basically like treacherous. Like, okay, cool. I have cabin fever now in this very hot and humid country. So yeah, I would never want to go back there.
Did they have air conditioning at least?
Yeah,
in
they had
the
air
housing?
conditioning. Yeah,
Oh,
air
wow.
conditioning.
Yeah, I have like one on my room right now, right on top of me. It's not on because it's not that hot. So, still.
I remember when you got it, Agatha. I remember when you like triumphantly came home with your air conditioner.
Yes, I got from the bonus salary I got last year because here in Brazil,
Oh yeah.
Oh yes, I remember this.
here in Brazil, like if you are like a proper worker, after the end of the year, you have a 13th salary just because you do have that.
Oh.
Because it's a benefit from being a worker. You have that. It's by the law.
A proper worker.
Yeah, a proper worker. Like if you are informal worker, you don't have that, or if you are under some specific contracts that
Right,
like you
sure.
have what is called like you are signed. It's really hard to translate this stuff. I don't know.
Well, see,
But-
okay, don't take it too seriously
Yeah,
because
don't-
I was like setting up a joke where I say I've seen the stuff you're into and you're more of an improper worker. But if you go too deep into that, it doesn't have a place. I had to like interject it before you know.
I don't even understand the joke. I don't know why I'm
Oh,
laughing.
Oh my god. Okay, wow, crazy. Yeah.
We are 30, almost 30 minutes in, and Yassie hasn't asked how we started on Fedi.
Oh yeah. Oh my god, I can't believe we really have derailed, haven't we?
It's a
bit.
Yascast. It's officially Yascast episode.
This is a tradition. We're in a traditional Yascast episode now.
It's a proper Yazcast.
It's a proper Yascast episode now. 23 minutes and I haven't asked the ultimate question. So yeah, you guys have been friends on the Fediverse for longer than I've been friends with either of you. I think I was friends with Agatha first and then Andy like a little bit afterwards. Yeah, if Andy, if you want to go first and tell me about how you found the Fediverse and how you joined and all that good stuff.
I honestly, it was a Facebook post from a friend who is now the community manager for Xbox development or developers.
Just name dropping that in.
Andy has important.
I don't want to name
Andy
him.
has
but
important friends.
he's on Agatha's server, tech.lgbt
Oh my
right
God.
now.
Okay.
But so
Oh my God.
he said it, and I joined the same server he was on, and I was like, honestly, when I first got there, when I hit a new place, I kind of listen and reply. I didn't really have anything to post. Believe it or
Right.
not, with how I post now, I didn't have anything to say. I wasn't a Twitter
Yeah.
person or whatever. I didn't have much original stuff to shit post. So mostly I was just replying to people with, a little something. And Agatha was like one of my victims. Natty was one of my victims.
Right.
And Fennel was one of my victims. And it was like, these are people that I thought were really cool. I didn't know that they had just joined too, right? They just seemed like cool, popular people who were talking to each other. So I'd kind of, dip in and say something, haha, and hope I wasn't getting on their nerves, mostly. Like, am I doing this too much? Am I saying
Are
too
you
much?
being a
Am I,
reply guy?
What about being? Yeah. I was about
Am
to
I
say
a
that.
reply guy? The last thing I want to be in the world is a reply
Is a
guy.
reply
Like
guy.
if I am, murder me and hide the body, okay? I don't want to be a reply guy. I just wanted to hey,
You just
cool
want to
people.
reply.
I want to say hi mostly and make a little joke on what you're saying. And then I found out later, oh hey, we're friends. And that was fantastic. Like it was just really nice. It was like, oh good, I'm not super annoying. So I mean that's really how it happened. And everything after that has just been hanging out with my homies and kind of rolling around like a Katamari, getting more, little friends here and there.
Yeah.
And like honestly, Yassi, your thing was, okay, you started showing up. And instead of the traditional, what is a Yaseen? What is a Yassi? I just kind of, okay, hit a post someone was replying to or whatever. And it was like, okay. All right, that's their shtick. And honestly, at first, I was kind of trying to be like, not the anti-Yassi, but just like a little more like, poke, because it would be funny, right? Just for the bit. But then you're really nice. So it was like, this isn't that fun. I'll just like, I'll play along. Although I didn't like add Yaseenas to my name or something like that because, you know what I mean? Like, that's where I draw the line. That's where nope, not for me. I'm not going to join the cult, but I will pretend like you're dead because that's fun. And that caught. Like, little things like that. And it's just like, I don't know. It's like, where am I? What's my part in this bit? Am I going to be a little more, like anti-hero? Am I going to, join in all the way? Or am I just going to like, mess around? And I'm just going to mess around. I don't know. It's just, before you were kind of like internet, little micro celebrity. And now you're like, oh, my friend Yassi. Okay. So, I don't know.
My friend Yassi, who is a micro celebrity.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Agatha, you're a little bit of a micro celebrity too.
Yeah, Agatha too. Yeah.
I say that, like you have Yassi here. Yeah, everyone knows Yassi. Yeah. People put Yassin underneath. No one remembers me. I'm just there.
Well, you don't start it. You don't egg it on like Yassi does. Yassi kind of.
I don't egg it on.
We're gonna lie. We're gonna lie. Okay, let's lie about things. I'm purple and 8 feet tall.
No. I take a I take a light touch approach to certain elements of it.
What the hell is going on here? As you quote, post, and boost something. Right? Yeah. You don't egg it on at all. You're.
Yes, you may think you're not a celebrity, but like you are. You may not be because you want to be, but you more or less are. I hate to tell you that. Like it's beyond you now. I said
It's beyond
before. Yes, lives is a cult that you are not the leader. It's a cult about you, but you are not directly involved with the cult in any way, shape, or form. Besides your name.
Yep. Besides the name, yeah. Like I may be the head, right? But everyone else is the neck.
It's a really tiny
thick neck and tiny head. Is anybody else getting that? Mental image.
Oh my fucking god, guys! Holy shit! Okay,
there's no body.
This episode's ending now. Thick
neck. The thick neck of the Fediverse.
Oh, why did I say that, man?
Put that on the S-Lore.
It's like a reverse candy apple.
Put that on the S-Lore. Yes, and you start the thick neck of it. That's the S-Lore.
No. I'm the head, and I'm not gonna explain it.
Yes,
No. I'm the head, and the neck, because the neck controls where the head goes, right? So
right. Yeah.
That's the whole like metaphor I was going for, and everyone else is kind of like the
muscular, sinewy, thick neck.
Yes, Andy. Yes, Andy. That's true.
Tiny little arms. Because I don't even know who the arms are in this.
I think we lost the metaphor somewhere.
I need to think of a different metaphor to make this make sense.
No, the thick neck of the Fediverse. I like it. It's great.
Help.
Oh god. I was gonna say some whole thing about this is how like I thought of you, Andy, but no, we're gonna go with it.
Oh, okay. The thick neck. Got it. Yeah, we'll be there. That's good.
No, I was gonna say, I mean, so when did you join?
I think it was around. I looked it up the other day. It was like maybe like November 22nd or something silly like that.
You gotta remember, you had like an account on TechLGBT before that. You were, I think, AMD Andy or something like that.
I was AMD Andy because it was like a replacement for my Twitter account, right? And I just put my work in my name, and then I was like, well, this is dumb because I'm not doing any I'm not like being at all official here. I'm actually being real. So it was more like, okay, I'll change my handle. So I did.
Is there a reason why your original handle?
Because Andy was already taken.
Okay.
So
that's my
just
fault.
like, I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah, better to be Andy with 2 Y's.
And now in Discord
Andy
it's like, what, 4 A's, 5 Y's,
4,
something.
yeah,
They just
yeah.
like stretched it
How
out,
to
you know.
make you
Make
add
it sound
another A.
Andy. Yeah. Another A, another Y, you know, whatever works.
Wonderful.
That's fine. Yeah, I mean, because obviously I probably knew you through Agatha, so I knew Agatha first. I don't really know in what context. I could
I don't-
probably like
I don't
find
remember
it
the
out.
contest either. Don't worry.
I'm sure if I look through my archive on Mastodon, I could probably find it. Actually, maybe I'll find it now. So according to my Mastodon archive, the first time I spoke to you was to say the words Agatha moment.
I really wonder
Okay.
what was the
That was
Agatha
it.
moment.
I want to know what the Agatha moment is, but unfortunately, obviously Mastodon is dead, so the post is,
It's probably like
gone
here,
forever.
I think, but I'm not gonna find it right now.
It does
Yeah,
sound
yeah.
like you said Mastodon is dead, not Mastodon.lol is dead. I'm not arguing. I just want to clarify.
Yeah, that's what I said. Mastodon all is dead. My original instance. So all I have is the archive of my posts, and they don't, and the links are dead. So even if
That's fine.
What if you put the link
so I can't. So
on
yeah,
like
the first.
another instance?
So for example, I tried. So if I put, for example, the link into tech.lgbt, it won't
Oh, okay.
show up. I believe that. So even though I replied to you, that particular post won't have been archived. That particular post will have been archived, but that link won't be because Mastodon.lol doesn't exist anymore.
Yeah.
So that's how searching works, I guess, on a basic level. As long as the other post exists somewhere, it can find it. But since Mastodon no longer exists and obviously the posts are not visible, then
Well,
there's
look,
no
look,
way of
that
kind of
makes
finding
sense.
it.
you know, there's probably a technical solution for this, but honestly, it's lost in the sands of time. You
It's
know,
lost
like
sometimes. We will never
I
ever know.
think it's like
It-
4
Never,
years. If
ever.
we don't know. Like what was the Agatha
Yeah, I think
moment?
it is. But
It was a.
I mean,
what-
back then,
what was
most
the
of the moments are Agatha moments, right? Because like, you know, I wasn't talking to that many people back then. You know, not like I had an audience, not like I do now. But you know, like back then, it was just I was probably still trying to, you know, like get my bearings and find my homies. You know, so obviously between November 22nd and December, I'd managed to, you know, make a friend. So
that's true.
that's good.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, so on the 28th of December 2022 at 15:04 UTC, I said Agatha moment, and we won't know what the Agatha moment is, unless I guess Agatha like searches for a post on that specific date. But that's like a different thing entirely. But one time I did say the next time I mentioned Agatha directly was
Agatha or me?
Agatha.
Oh, okay.
Me.
I could look for you too. The
No,
next
that's fine,
time I
that's fine,
mentioned
that's fine.
Okay, the next time I looked for Agatha, next time I mentioned Agatha was on the 28th of 12th again, but this time at 22:49, and I said to Agatha, "Enjoy your burger."
She was really really vocal about being
I
a
love
burger
burgers.
fan back
like
then.
favorite.
Yeah.
I can't like eat burgers right now, but at least not as much as I used to do. but I still enjoy burgers.
Yeah.
a lot. So I eat it.
Remember we used to like if anybody mentioned a burger, you would be replying with like a misspelling of burger.
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 Yeah,
Burger.
no, like you can't
Steamed
say burger
ham.
correctly on the Fedi. Like your post gets just banned. You
Yeah.
can't do it. Like someone's gonna show up and the
bad
post
to-
just disappears and Man in Black will show up and just like delete your post for you. Why was it? They
Right.
don't touch you. They just like delete the post and go away.
Right. Yep. Yeah.
Agatha
If
moment right
if
there.
you spell burger correctly, the Men in Black will come for you. They will
Yes, Men in
take away
Black.
your post.
Yep.
It's true. Yeah, I don't think I've ever spelled burger correctly in any post except for like the content warning,
Yeah,
because
no,
that
it
doesn't
doesn't
count. Of course.
Right. I wonder if people who want to filter out burgers have to put both spellings in there.
Yeah, like do you have to put like burger as well and burger and like burgier? Because there's burgier as well, which comes from
Really?
yeah, burgier is a different meme from burger.
Wait, there's so
Burger.
many.
You might
So
be
you
making this up. I don't know.
I'm not making this up.
I'll believe in you. I believe in you. Even if it's made up.
Thank you, Agatha. Thank you. So there's burger, right, which is the traditional English word
Mhm,
burger,
mhm.
which is derived from, of course, the town of Hamburg, where
Right.
the burger was invented. Then you have Borgar, Borgar, which I believe is just a funny misspelling in like the can has cheeseburger manner.
Right.
Right. So that's just like a classic meme word. And then there's Borgir, which is Borgir, which is a reference to, I believe, two I don't know what the correct word for these people are. Two little persons.
Okay, little people.
Little people, yeah. So it's a reference to this little person who is I believe, a Central Asian wrestler, and and every time he wins, he eats a Borgir.
That's incredibly specific. I was not.
That is very specific.
Like where we are gonna go with the word burger, but okay, that's fine. Here we are.
Here we are. Yeah.
Let's just savor this moment, like that burger.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. I mean, yeah, Borgir. Yeah. I mean, look, you're on the show with me, okay? I know like all the.
You are the meme.
I am the meme. What?
That's a little inception right there. Like, if you're a meme historian, are you gonna like go into your own history of being a meme?
Can't we say that
no
Yaseen is a meme, like beyond being the person Yaseen? Like there is a meme Yaseen, like a idealized version of Yaseen that is a meme. Can you say that?
What?
I don't know, a meme. I mean, there's kind of like, I get the eldritch creature, right? Like that representation of Yasee, that form of Yasee. I don't know yet that they are a meme.
Like every time,
they've been memeified.
Every time someone says like, "What is Yasee?" or like some variation of the
what is Yasee?
That never properly asked who is Yasee. Like, isn't that Yasee? I mean, in itself, because
I think maybe what is Yasee itself is a meme, right? Like,
yeah, okay. I guess that could be considered, right? What is Yasee is itself a cultural idea, a piece of cultural nugget, so to speak, and that's spread.
I think if you go back like to the definition of meme, like the first definitions of memes, it might be a meme. Like
right.
People don't know. This came from a scientist. This came from
Yes, Richard Dawkins. Yeah.
I still think like it's funny that for some reason that guy came up with the word meme and we use memes now. I hope he's sad when that happened.
He's actually a terrible human being.
He's not a nice person. I think he defended the eugenics. I think he defended the eugenics either. So like he's not a great person. So I hope he's sad. But he came up with the word meme. I hope he made him sad. That's my hope.
I hope so too. I hope he's sad that his very like academic word is just a reference to anime girls with impact font text written over them. By the way, the pipe bomb is still there.
Yeah. I mean, you're not gonna do anything with it. What is it, like a time capsule or something?
What, the pipe bomb?
Yeah.
It's gonna go off.
Can you say it?
You sound confident.
I'm gonna have to put so many sensors in this episode, aren't I?
That's great.
It's like Chekhov's gun. It's just like you can't just leave a pipe bomb at a headquarters that doesn't go off.
It will go off.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure of it.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, Andy, for your vote of confidence in my pipe bomb skills.
You're just not selling me on it. I mean, you know.
You're not selling me on
maybe
your pipe bomb. Let's see. Yeah, Lord, I guess.
I don't know. It didn't really sound like you mean it. That's all. I mean, maybe it will.
Okay. That's fair enough, Andy. I mean, if that's what you want to say, you know, that's fair enough. But oh my god, we're still derailing. Holy shit! Agatha. Yeah, you have Agatha's. I mean, I don't know why I instinctively went to look for like Agatha's posts when the discussion was about you, Andy.
It doesn't matter.
Actually, you know what? Now I'm just gonna look for where I mentioned you in my history. So the first time I actually directly mentioned you, Andy, is in a reply to a post from Agatha,
It's always
The bridge that
it
brought us
always
together.
It always come back to me.
So this is on the 3rd of January 2023 at 13:43 UTC. And I said to both you and Andy, when a logarithm and another logarithm love each other very much.
Oh, that's sweet.
Oh, there's. I thought it was.
That's
I
so
don't
much
even
better
know-
than some random burger thing, right? Like that's meaningful.
I like that one more. I
That's
like that one
meaningful,
more.
but I don't know. I don't know what the fuck it means.
Oh
Like,
no.
You don't need to know. You feel
Just
what it
no
means. You
context.
just feel it.
Yeah, see, yeah. Just you feel the meaning behind our friendship, our little trio, our Three
Right.
Musketeers, our
Mm-hmm.
burger, lettuce,
Or Fortnite
tomato
trio.
thing.
Yes.
Our
Fortnite trio.
trio. Yeah. Sure. So,
She's trying to segue to her own question that she wanted
No,
to
I
ask
just
us.
like.
so okay,
this is
but
the
smooth
That's the
operator.
first time.
Agatha,
Sorry.
Agatha, what's your Fediverse history? Where did you
I
start?
think I have like. I thought about this question because I think I have a cool answer. Because I have people know me from the Tech LGBT account, but I wasn't Freddy before that.
Whoa, what?
Going really back, I came from Twitter, but different from many people who I see on Freddy, I posted a lot on Twitter, like a lot. I actually checked it before this. I started that account. I think it was from 2018 because I got banned before that, but but I had 68K posts on Twitter.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah, I
68
posted like a
thousand.
lot on Twitter. I wasn't a big account by any means. I was like really small, but I just posted and no one cared. That's how Twitter worked, I guess. I don't actually remember the order of the two events I'm gonna tell. I don't remember which one happened first, but it doesn't matter actually. For some reason that I cannot remember, I made an account on a politics instance called I think it's todon.nl.
Right, yes.
I don't remember why I did that, but I did. I just did. It was like a left-leaning instance, but like not radical left. I don't know why I did, but I made an account and I used it for like 3 days and never logged back. It should be there. It should still be there. I don't remember my yet, but my username, but it should be there if the instance hasn't closed yet.
I think Todon, your dormant account is
Yeah, it's
still
still
probably
there. And after that, the fun thing that happened was I had a bunch of friends on Twitter, like on our little circle. And what happened is like the quote unquote leader of our group, like I don't know, the Yaseen of our group, maybe. She had a girlfriend who was not on Twitter for some reason that I don't remember why. But what she did was she made a Mastodon instance just for us and her girlfriend. So like
Oh,
it was
that's
a
nice.
closed circle. It wasn't federated at all. It was like just us,
Oh.
and like it was the funniest thing that happened like on our lives until then. For like 2 weeks, like it was really funny. And then like everyone forgot about it and came back to Twitter. It was really funny. And she
rip.
actually made a new instance that federated after a bunch of people left Twitter on 2022. I think no one uses that. I don't think they actually decided to go to Fedi, which is sad because they were my friends and I just abandoned my friends.
Sure.
But with that, on November, I was already November 2022, right? I was already aware of Fedi, but actually just Mastodon. Like I wasn't aware of other softwares, and I started looking for an instance because like almost everyone else, like I thought Musk was just gonna make everything worse than it already was. So like might as well just move. And when I and I remember I like Googled like how to find a Mastodon instance, and there was a website that I don't remember right now, but like you could choose like stuff that I want on an instance, that I don't want on an instance, and that I don't care. And I remember specifically that one of the options you could choose was illegal content. And I thought that was really funny. And I could choose an instance that allowed illegal content. I have no idea what kind of illegal content, but I guess you can imagine what kind of illegal content would go on Amazon in this case. And like, it was
Sure.
just okay. This is not gonna work. So I actually went to the Join Mastodon website, and I saw Tech LGBT there, and I thought, oh, I like tech. I'm gay, so that's nice. So I just like made an account and I started posting. And for some reason, I have like almost 1,700 people following me right now for some godforsaken reason.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. And I'm
One
one
of
of
them
the
is
team.
you, and the other
Okay,
one is
exactly.
Andy, and like, and our
Of
friends,
course.
our mutual friends, and and probably a large amount of dead accounts. Because like I have more followers than you, but you have a lot more interactions than me. So like you, for all intents and purposes, you are the biggest account. Not that it matters in any sense way.
No. No. Of course. Yeah. Like I mean, my mental headspace is still like I have like 700 followers or whatever. So it's like,
Yeah,
so it's kind of weird when people are like, yeah, the reason why this happens is because you have so many followers. Like, huh? Oh, yeah. But like, even though I know that I have more than 700, I think I have like what 1,200 or something. Um, and no, like 13. I don't really care. But like, I have a lot, and I didn't. And it's funny because like I'm one. It's funny you mentioned that because like I remember I celebrated like my 69th follower on Mastodon lol. Like it feels like yesterday I celebrated my 69th follower, and now I have like way more than that. And like when I moved from Mastodon.lol to Snowden, I think I had like 450, and then when I moved from Snowden to 0W0, I had about 600. So actually, I only migrated to the Brazil about just under 3 months ago. So in that 3 months, I've like doubled my follower count almost.
the the cost growth, I guess.
Which is weird. Which is weird to have that many.
That's a lot
But
of yes papers, please, isn't it?
it's a lot of yes papers, please. Seriously, like I feel like I do them like at least like once a week. I think it's like good hygiene to check your
Your
followers
posts
once a week.
like allowing or declining followers are the funniest. I thought they were. I think they are
They're pretty funny.
incredibly funny.
Yeah, it's like I don't I only post the ones that have some kind of element of like funny
Yeah,
to
sure.
them.
Right.
Because if I posted every single one, I'd be like, oh yeah, this person just has a nice bio. That's okay. This person's bio kind of sucks. That's fine. Like only a handful of them. Like, oh wow, this guy is actually like genuinely interesting, kind of thing. Or this person is genuinely sickening. Or this person is wow. This person is so centrist. I feel like I need to bully them. Like,
Based at yes.
but yeah, like you have no idea. Like I feel like 1 in 10 people who try to follow me are people who like are very politically like ideologically completely different to me, and it's like why, you know, like
Well,
I mean,
they might see just the. Okay, so I feel like I'm at risk of navel gazing, but
sure, go ahead, no, go ahead.
but I think that like your accounts are kind of two different vibes to them. Like Agatha, to me, her account is sweet, and it's kind of like slice of life. You know what I mean? Like morning Fetty, you know, having a burger. You know, little stuff like that. Little vignettes, little snippets, right? Little
Right.
pieces of, you know, this is what's going on. And it, to me, despite knowing her, it feels really wholesome. You know what I mean?
Despite
Like
knowing
it's like,
her.
oh,
What-
what a whole. Despite what I know. Anyway, it's really wholesome. You know, it's like, oh, you know, what a sweetheart. It's this little mouse, or it's this little Bridget avatar. Look, she's sweet, and here's what's going on.
And you just gave
Okay.
me like a dark.
But
background,
then-
apparently.
It makes it like Agatha's like a really
Despite the truth. Anyway, but Yassi, yours is like you boost a lot of things that are kind of self-referential, like you know, things that are within the circle of Yasinus, or you know, your group, right?
right.
Where you know, those boosts give you that little bit of brain juice. It's like, this is fun. I'll do this again. You know, maybe I'll get the boost. Maybe I'll get the Yassie boost, you know? And then people see that, and then that kind of spreads. So it's like with Agatha, it's like, oh, you know Agatha, you know, she's over here. She's one of our friends. With Yassie, it's like, you don't know Yassie?
Yeah, that's
seriously?
a great description. Great description.
Like,
What?
yeah, it's like if somebody's like, who's Yassie? It's like, you've been following me. We've been friends. We've chatted. Like, most of my stuff is Yassie related, or in the Yassosphere. You know what I mean? In the greater Yasphoria. You know, it's like some little meme or some little joke or a reply or something. Maybe they don't see the replies, but it's like, you know, a lot of my time is spent just kind of, you know, just goofing on something, or, you know, just popping in on something that's been going on that revolves around you, or, you know, or it's one of the people that I met, like Bard. Hi, Bard. Or, you know, somebody says something, and it, you know, like people that I've met through you. So that's how it's like kind of weird, where it's like, you don't know Yassie, like, you know, like, and I don't know, it's not really warranted, but it's fun, and it's fun to see somebody, like, you know, get that, wait, I'm hearing some rumblings. What is this all about? And then to give the little short bio or whatever, it's just kind of fun to, you know, introduce somebody into that circle. I don't even know if they follow you or like go hit your profile, but I hope so, because it's honestly, it's just fun. It's like, it's just a little spice, a little seasoning to Fedi, where, you know, it might be just kind of, you know, normal stuff going on. Then, you know, that's fine. But it's fun when there's like, oh, here's a thing, here's a happening, you know, in the Yassosphere. What's going on now? You know,
Here's
that's
where
fun.
I drop at a particularly rancid shit post directed at one of my female friends.
Like I said, the spice, the seasoning.
The spice,
they love it
seasoning.
too. You know, everybody who you post at, you know, of course they love it. You know, when you're writing it, that they're going to love it and think it's hilarious. And I love that you spend time doing it, right? But it's just fun to like watch that and you know what I mean? Like, just it's fun to kind of like be somewhere on the periphery of just that, you know, and wondering like, how's everybody else not? I thought all my homies were here around me. They had no idea this was going on.
like that person yesterday who was like, what is a Yassie? I'm too afraid to ask. Now I'm just like, and you're just like, you don't know who Yassie is? And then I'm here and I'm like, oh, why are you saying what is Yassie? Yeah. And it's like, and it just is so, to me it is so like weird when I see what is Yassie or what is Yassin or whatever. Because it's like it very clearly what has happened here is that something has happened, right? And they are like aware of a thing.
Vague rumblings.
Vague rumbling, right? And they don't know if it's like an individual or like an organization or like a thing, right? And then I guess the way people talk about me is like some kind of creature or whatever, and then that kind of feeds through to the observer who's like, oh wow, so this is like an entity that exists.
A concept.
And then that results in a concept, yeah, the nebulous like idea of Yassi. And then that evolves into, hey guys, what is Yassi?
It's fun, right? It's like that pipeline. It's just fun to.
Yeah, I think we should bring Plato and start talking about ideal objects or something. The ideal Yassi or something.
Yeah.
What
forms? The
what
form
does the
of
ideal
Yassi.
The form of
looks
Yassi.
like?
The ideal Yassi. The platonic ideal of Yassi. That is a fascinating philosophical question.
That we're not going We're just gonna.
We're not going to answer because wow, holy.
So the rest of us are just mere people doing people things, not, you know, becoming the center of, you know, Project Mayhem or whatever.
I think there's a very real possibility that like we are. I hate that we are on a simulation stuff, but maybe if there is a simulation, Yassi is the only real person. There's like a very real possibility that is the case. We are like the NPCs for Yassi to shitpost, and people study the shit posts or something.
Holy fucking shit, man!
See,
That
this is
so dark.
This is why I wanted to be like evil sometimes, to like, you know, bring Yassie down to earth, because, you know, look what you're doing. Look what you're like building a pedestal and setting them on top of it. You
What
know?
are you guys
It
talking
could be a
about?
bad-
Holy shit!
It may be a negative thing if you think about it. maybe their shit posts are so
Yeah,
bad that they need to be studied.
That is totally terrible, right? Because that means everyone I know and love is just like a robot or something, like an AI.
Well,
That's, like,
no,
terrible.
wait. So I was thinking like, you know, main character syndrome, but maybe you're actually the antagonist,
Oh,
and we're all the main
that's a good one.
characters.
Maybe Yassie is
And this is like Fedi is basically a raid where we have to bring you down.
Bring me down to what?
I don't know. I mean, come on, just go along with it. It's fine. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. You'll have fun too. I promise. It'll be fine.
All I do, right, is just post about my day, throw a few rancid memes in there, write words on top of anime girls, and then, you know, kill a couple of that's all I spend my time.
Agatha, don't you hate it when the villain starts monologuing?
so they always gotta explain they're playing or something. Like this is Doofen's
right?
What? No, I'm just explaining what I do, guys. There's no evil platypus.
Harry the platypus.
What's the nature this week, Doofen's week? Tell us. How we're gonna
A combinator.
the fatty nature or something. You turn stuff into fatty. I don't know what it's talking about.
Why are you guys my friends? Why did I do it?
It's like a post in real life just now. This just happened.
This is
just
awesome.
happened.
Yeah, since we are ending the YesCast, we gotta end on a bang, so you gotta be weird and funny.
I'm not ending the ass.
I like saying that. I don't know why. I think it's like really funny to just say it is ending.
It's
yes,
funny.
It's not ending.
It is fun to tell the truth. It's fun to tell the truth about the end of the Ascast.
And be aware that
It's definitely not gaslighting. No, it's not that at all.
it is
the
ending
opposite.
exclusively because me and Andy. Like we are the solely reason it is ending.
Yeah.
Because of you and Andy, right? Podcast is best listened to on the fridge or in the toaster.
I couldn't believe that happened. That was so fun.
It's such a funny meme because I don't know what did you start it with the toaster with the fridge poster?
Okay. The truth. Fennel messaged me on Discord because she knows I've got the fridge, and I could execute. And you know, I put my own spin on it, which was, I think it was good. And then things happened. So yeah, I started it, but
It went everywhere. Like I saw equal to when I saw this one person listening to the Yascast on their 3DS.
I love this story. I love that.
Like the 3DS and the fridge are both equal in like different ways. Like the 3DS is funny because I would never imagine that someone would download an RSS feed to their 3DS.
absolutely.
The fridge is funny just because it's it's like the intersection between technology. Why is there a tablet inside a fridge? And also a podcast on the fridge. Like it's so weird. And like, you know, someone managed to like get their toaster to play the audio.
Okay, like throwing a phone in a toaster is not getting their toaster to play audio.
It's just funny though. And I saw someone like tape their tablet to like the window, like put their tablet inside the window or something. I don't know how they did that, but that was pretty funny. But no, nothing will beat the toaster. So nothing will beat the fridge.
I don't know. I thought the toaster was just hilarious because like just someone chucking their phone in a toaster to make a smart toaster. Like maybe I'm just like immune to the fridge being funny because it's actually a part of real life. But you know.
Do you use the smart fridge?
Oh, this is the stupidest thing ever. So we've got, and I like people are gonna cringe, like security people or people that care about that, but we've got like the Google Nest, like the screen thing or whatever it is, next to the fridge. And the fridge is Bixby, but the Google one's Google, and Bixby's annoying. So we've got like basically a lot of smart home stuff, and you know, we can actually like tell Google to turn off all the lights because the kids leave them all on. So we can do stuff like that where I would have to actually get up and do it. So, we actually use it, but we use Google to like play music around the house and stuff. And then that means that the fridge doesn't really, the screen and stuff doesn't really get used much, except for my 7-year-old who will bring a chair up, sit in front of the fridge and watch videos on it. So, he'll like go through his YouTube feed and there'll be like Mr. Beast or some Fortnite guy or whatever yelling on our fridge while he's in front of it, which is really annoying because there's a dishwasher right behind it. So if you need to do anything in the dishwasher, anything in the fridge, you've got to like move a surly 7-year-old who's going to get angry at you for interrupting his little man cave. You know what I mean? So it's like, it's not worth what we've done here. It was like a trap of our own making, and we're stuck in it.
Is it because the screen is vertical?
It is, but the videos are horizontal, so the bottom half of the screen is doing nothing.
It's real lab boxing hours on
the
fridge.
It's awful. There's no reason.
Because if I was watching like YouTube shorts or something, like okay, I guess that like makes sense because of the vertical aspect.
Yeah, sometimes he'll go down that rabbit hole. A lot of the times it's just people that yell about Fortnite. Yeah, no, it's sometimes he'll do the shorts, and then the shorts are worse because there's the the AI voice and all that kind of stuff, and it's just it's just so annoying. It's so mind numbing. So I've got to like run away from it. But yeah, that's one of the places. He's got his old like an old decommissioned cell phone and stuff like that he can watch, and we honestly probably let our kids be a little too online, but it was kind of a product of the times, 2020, and just kind of had to work and live our lives. So yeah, but yeah, he does sit in front. He hasn't done that in a little while. Maybe he's kind of he'll actually put things on the TV now, which is much worse. I miss the fridge.
Fridge. So was the podcast actually playing on the fridge? Like, or did you? Oh, okay.
Yeah. I mean, it wasn't like the whole thing because I'd already heard it.
I like how you are talking like Andy put the Yascast on the fridge is funny, but like the fact that you made this happen is already incredibly funny to me. Like one day you posted like, oh, it would be so funny to have a podcast on Fed, and then you made that one. You don't have to make the joke. You can just keep it as a joke. You don't have to do it, but you did.
Because there's a lot of jokes out there that I don't know that you really want to follow through on.
Exactly.
I mean,
and I think that's awesome. Like that's why we're here.
Thank you, Agatha. Yeah, I mean, just like it doesn't. I mean, people still doubt the existence of the Yascast to this day. Every time I post a new episode, or mention that I'm gonna record a new episode, or I have a new guest for the episode, there's always invariably like at least one person in the comments who is basically like a Yascast trooper who's like, I didn't know the Yascast existed. Is this real? Or like I didn't know it existed. Or is this real? Like is this like an extended like joke? And I'm thinking like, I mean like there's been extended jokes on the Fedi before, I guess. But like this would require like the suspension of disbelief for like everyone I know to be in on the joke kind of thing. And like actually, you know what? That is possible.
That didn't sound too implausible when you said that. I was waiting for the like what was actually where's the punchline to this, because aren't we in on a lot of other things that
I remember when it was like, oh, I'm recording the first episode with Joe, and I remember I told my girlfriend that, and she was like, that's not real, like that won't happen, or something like that. And like when you posted the episode, I told you it was real. I think she didn't see the post, and I talked to her about the post, and she was like, what? And it's like now it's real, and we all got to be blessed with the existence of the Yascast.
Thank you. Yeah, it's funny because like the original joke was something like the Yascast, the Fediverse podcast where I invite a friend on every day, and then I hit them with like a question like, oh, so what do you think about the situation in Nigeria right now? And I did do that, didn't I? I did that in episode 1, the Fed episode, where I asked Matty and Lucy what they thought about the situation in Niger, which, by the way, is very, very important.
Of course.
Okay, and they didn't respond for like a good 20 seconds. So that joke has now been done. I've done the joke now. So
Thankfully.
we can all rest easy. I will not ask you about the situation in Nigeria today, guys.
Oh, good. You don't need to do that on the final episode of the Yascast.
Okay, great, good. Because I'm sure you two are real like geopolitics experts. So asking you two.
Yeah, but we gotta
Right.
bring politics somewhere. Like every guest episode has some politics somewhere.
Of course. It will happen. It will happen. Of course it will. But
Stay
for now,
tuned.
stay tuned for that
Coming
part.
soon.
One thing that I did want to mention was that Agatha is Brazilian.
Yes.
Brazilian, and so
Yes.
she speaks Portuguese, and I actually did Portuguese at university for
Ooh.
one. Yeah. So my university, you did your core modules for your degree, and then to make up the year, the university gave you 20 credits to spend on a what do you call, like an elective. So it'd be a module you pick that isn't related to your course, and that would count towards your final grade for the year. So for my first year, I picked Portuguese, primarily because I didn't want to do all the other stuff seemed kind of boring, and a few of them were actually not accessible to me because I was not studying the right degree, which doesn't make sense. Why would you have an elective that's
Right.
pigeonholed based on what degree? But anyway, that's not important. But yeah, I did Portuguese at university for my first non-core module, and interesting enough, the lecturer wasn't European.
Oh, I was gonna ask that. Like, did you the class was about European or Brazilian Portuguese? Because believe it or not, they are like severely
Yeah.
different to the point that we have a certain language barrier with Portugal. Like, I'm not joking. Like, they colonized us, and like we colonized the language back from them, I guess. So like, if you go to any country that's like, oh, I'm gonna select the Brazilian language, it's always the Brazilian flag. It's never the Portugal flag. And fuck them.
Yeah.
So that's funny.
I read that people in Portugal consume a lot of Brazilian media, so they would understand Brazilian Portuguese easier than you would understand.
Yeah, it happened a while ago that like a Brazilian kid YouTuber, like a YouTuber for kids, he's massive here in Brazil, and a lot of Portuguese kids were watching his videos, and they were starting to talk Brazilian Portuguese because of that. And the Portugal people were mad. I don't know if it's real, but it's so funny that I just chose to believe it's real. If it's funny, it's real. That's all I can.
It sounds real. I mean, it's kind of like how American English is kind of American words have come into British English, like elevator and sort of lift and so on and so forth. Even like one of the classic slang terms for the cops, which is the word fed. So the feds are here. That means police. Even though like there's no such thing as the federal police in the UK. It is exclusively a US term, and that just means the police in general, kind of thing, which is like a deliberate kind of loan word from US culture, which I think is an interesting one. I've used that word too, which is kind of weird to think about. But yeah, so my lecturer was Brazilian Portuguese. She came from from Sao Paulo, Sword Art Online Paulo, that is, and yeah, so we did Brazilian Portuguese, and it was really fun. I learned a lot of Brazilian Portuguese. In fact, I did so well in that class that I came second.
Say something in Brazilian Portuguese. I'm gonna judge your Brazilian Portuguese.
Yeah, so that's the funny thing is that even though I became second in the class, I don't actually remember. Like,
That's so convenient.
No.
That's so convenient.
No, yes, it's like the only.
Right.
Like the only thing I know in Brazilian Portuguese is you to am.
Okay, that's just yes, that's
Was that I love
the
you?
pronunciation was
Yes, that's I love
but okay. I can't. No, it's okay. I can't judge. I hope people at home who are listening can understand my English. I know it's like not great, but I do my best.
Of course
Yeah,
they
which is
can.
fine.
My best. English is like not my main language, but like almost. Like I write more in English
please
than in
stop.
Portuguese at this point.
Interesting. Your English is fine to me. I'm sure Andy will agree with that.
Of course.
You're perfect clarity to me. Yeah, so that's all I know of Portuguese. You tell me. But that's true of me to you anyway,
Thank
Agatha.
you. Eu te amo too. I'm talking with English accent now. I hate this. I'm so used to English. You know, I have a really people who talk more than one language will back me up on this. It's really hard to switch the flip. Like
Yes.
when you're talking in Portuguese and like switch to English, it's fine. But like the opposite is really hard to do. Like my brain's like in English mode now. I can't just throw a Portuguese phrase in the middle. It doesn't work like that. So like now I look like a fake Brazilian that can't say it. That can't say eu te amo. Like again, I hate this. You brought this to me, yes.
No, I know exactly what you mean. Obviously, I speak English and Bengali, and occasionally, I'll do both at the same time, especially with my parents. So like, my mom will say something to me in Bengali, and then I'll reply back in English, and then she'll reply back to me in English, and I'll reply back to her in Bengali, but because obviously we both understand it, it's like it doesn't you know.
It flows.
And then occasionally, it flows, it works well, right? And then occasionally, and the interesting thing is that the Bengali and English have different sentence structures, so the word order is different. But despite that, like occasionally, I'll say like half Bengali and half English sentence, and it will be like grammatically correct in one of them, at least.
Well, from what I've seen, and I'm not, I would say my Spanish is it's nowhere near the level of my wife's English, right? But
sure.
Watching her and her mom, it'll be a word that's easier in English. That's typically what I see, right?
Yeah.
Or she'll, can't just quickly bring up the word in Spanish, so she'll grab the English word and chuck it in there, right? So they do that all the time. It's back and forth, and it's really easy to follow because, okay, 30% of it's in English. I understand the other 30%, and then there might be a little more, but I can grab it from context, So it's honestly really helpful for a learner to be in that kind of environment.
Yeah, totally. Yeah. I mean, being bilingual is such an because I'm sure Agatha will back me with this, but like you kind of think differently,
absolutely,
in each language, because I have a stronger command of English, but for very obvious reasons. I think a lot more like this in English, right?
Right.
Whereas my Bengali isn't so strong, just because I don't use it as often as I do English. So I speak very kind of relative. I mean, not very basic, but not exactly. I can't articulate myself in Bengali like I do in English. That's for sure. So the way I think in Bengali is a lot simpler and a lot more like compressed than in English. Like in English, obviously, I think the way I'm speaking to you guys now,
of course.
In Bengali, it'd be more like the logical flow is a lot smaller and a lot more constricted in what I can say and think. So it's very helpful that most of my conversations with my mom are basically like task-based. Like, can you do this? Can you do that?
Conversation.
Can this happen? Will you be able to do this for me? Yeah, basic conversation. If it's like, oh Yaseen, what are your hopes and dreams for the future?
English mode on.
English mode on, kind of thing, And so it's interesting because obviously, like I never need to say anything more complex in Bengali than I do in English, just because there's really no need for me to do so. But yeah, I mean, and so the way I think in Bengali is completely different to the way I think in English. Personality is exactly the same. I hope so.
Okay, so besides like normal Yaseen, there's like another Yaseen when you're speaking. So there's that. Two Yaseen.
Simplified Yaseen.
Simplified Yaseen.
It's like the simplify English. There's simplify Yaseen. Simplify
Yes. Exactly. Yeah. So me and Bengali is like the simple English.
I love it. I absolutely love it.
Shall we move on?
Yeah, because it's been like 1 hour and a half.
But yeah, I only asked like 2 questions on my entire list. So So the first question is well, it's not a question, but first one is from Vale. That is Valephonia at mastodon.fedi.kirigumi.me. That is a reference, by the way, to Danganronpa. Kirigumi is waifu tier. She asks us to please discuss Pebble's new shit stinks. Ooh.
Do we have to? Do we have to?
It's a.
Hasn't the Fedi already
It's a big.
ran the joke to its conclusion?
Possibly.
Yeah, I think we can. I think we can skip. I mean, it exists. It's terrible. What more can we say about it?
I mean, but it could get better, and I don't know. I don't see it lasting long. Honestly, I don't think it's gonna last too long. But if it does, fantastic. I don't know. It's just a place for normal people to get together. That was a pejorative, right? Normal people insulting.
Normal people
like normal people are gonna social media together. Good for them.
Honestly, like Twitter is such a low bar to clear that it wouldn't be surprising me if they try it would be better than Twitter, because Twitter is just that bad. It's not hard to do better.
Yeah. It's not hard to be bad in Twitter, but because of that, like everything else. It's like that meme of the Toy Story shopping shop where there's like loads of Buzz Lightyear.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
We're a safer version of Twitter. Like, so is every fucking other Silicon Valley backed. Like,
I mean, come on. I just see these people eventually when it starts federating and when they actually start interacting more with people, being like, well, there's a lot of cat girls around here, So
I think we are a little biased here, because like our side of Eddie is like that, but Fed is like really big and there's like really different sides. If you go probably the average .social user, like for example, they will not get it.
Yeah.
Like they federated with us. I think none of our instance block .social, but like it's a normal for normal people, quote unquote. So it's different from what we have, and there's a chance like they just don't get to us. Okay, besides the bunch of people who are there to shitpost and get banned. Besides those people,
I don't even want to imagine a Fedi that isn't like super.
It seems like a very boring place, actually.
It feels really weird to imagine like Fedi without like because I feel like that's one of the things that kind of came. It was that like this is kind of like not, it's like I can't imagine a Fedi without like shit posting and cat girls and trans and gay stuff.
Right.
Fed is so trans that like I generally have a hard time coming up with one person I met on Fed that isn't trans. I actually, it's hard to pinpoint.
I only know one person who I'm sure is like a cis woman. Who is,
not like us trans freaks.
like a good way, she's just like a general like very pleasant person who isn't like fucked up in any way.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah. Come on, Andy, you know what I mean. Anyway, so yep. So on to the next question. So next question is from Agatha. No, that's not a question. You just made a comment.
I was really excited about being here. Okay, I was like shaking. So like,
she really was.
I can tell.
Now she's completely bored of the whole thing.
I said this before. I was extremely nervous. Like I had a hard time sleeping this night because I was like, how it's gonna be like. We will say something. Will people think I'm weird? Will my voice sound weird?
No.
Andy, you said the same thing, didn't you? That you were like a little bit sleepless.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I woke up because I was, like my brain was quiet, and then they started thinking, well, how about saying this? And I don't remember any of that, right? So like all the funny things that my brain thought of they're gone.
I had one thing I had to say because Mia said on the last episode. Who goes to Brazil and like I'm here. I just want to say that there's at least one other person here.
That's right.
That's right. That's right. Mia said who goes to Brazil.
At least two.
So two people, you and
Oh,
and
no, we have
Ludum.
like
So that's three of you.
more. I'm gonna have to like name. I have to name like all my Brazilian friends
Jess as
already
well?
now. There's Jazz. There's Broccoli.
Right. But like
Yes, Broccoli's from Brazil too.
Broccoli, yeah.
going to Brazil implies starting from somewhere else, but that's fine. Technically, it's true.
I was already here, but I can't. If you believe on real life, maybe I was somewhere else before I was here.
Maybe you could like step out.
Yeah, I'm not that far from
Yeah.
Uruguay.
That's
So like
true,
I can
that's
just
true.
like I am far. Like you can,
Oh.
I can just like go out my yard and go to Uruguay, but like I'm on the southernmost state of Brazil. Like I could do that. Like that's a normal thing.
Right.
Yeah, I can.
Yeah,
I
you
can
could road trip
like,
it.
Step outside, go back.
You could road
There
trip
you
it to Uruguay.
Agatha, this isn't one of the questions, but have you been
No,
outside
like,
of Brazil?
I am,
have you been
like
Yeah.
the most I have been is like out of my state and just one state up. I don't travel very much, but like my family in general does not travel very much.
Okay. But you're super young, so you know.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You got your whole life ahead of you to
I'm
travel.
the youngest of our three.
Yeah. 13, 14, I can't remember.
people will find my nostril fork was really weird now. I'm 23, almost 24. I'm gonna be 24 in 2 days. Everyone who is listening to this is mandated to like wish me a happy birthday, even if it's late. I know like this episode won't come out until my birthday, but you can wish me. You can give me a late happy birthday. It's okay. I won't mind.
Yeah. So if me and Andy wish you a happy birthday now, by the time this episode comes out, it'll already have been your birthday, so it wouldn't be premature to wish you a birthday.
Oh, so but I would say like feliz aniversario, but I don't know how to
really
exactly
good. That was
pronounce that,
actually-
so I do it in Spanish.
That was really good.
That was good.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And,
Happy
Yaseen,
birthday, Agatha.
I gotta say obrigado. Maybe.
Obrigado, right?
Obrigado. Okay. We gotta get to some of these.
Oh yeah, questions. Moving
There
right
are-
along.
There are 29 top level replies. So that so we're gonna have to do a lot of cutting. I'm gonna have to do a lot of that.
How many of them are about pizza boiling?
We can go through the pizza ones first. Actually, let's go through the pizza. So the first question is from Evie, who I think is a first time questioner. So she's got a few. I'll just pick a couple. So the first question Evie asked us is, what is your earliest memory?
I have the worst memory you can imagine. Like I don't remember anything. The fact I remember my name is kind of impressive to me. I remember my birthday too, but like only my birthday. I don't remember anyone else's birthday, like my parents' birthday. I have no idea where they are. Like I have to ask them what age they are because I don't remember. my last memory is when you send the link. Yes, that's my earliest.
Your earliest episode is me sending a link to the
Yes,
video.
exactly. That's my earliest memory.
That's your earliest memory. Okay. My earliest memory is, I'm just remembering now actually, is where I was in like the little high chair, and my aunt is feeding me like a spoonful of something. I'm not sure quite what, but that's my earliest memory.
Wow. I got nothing before, like nothing that old. So mine has been entered into the lore of our family because I was sitting in the yard. It had rained a lot. I was visiting my dad. So I was young. I was 3, 4, I don't know. But I was sitting out in the yard, and apparently I didn't notice that I was sitting on an ant pile. So ants were crawling all over me. So I stood up and I started hollering or whatever. I don't remember that part, but I remember my dad rushing over and grabbing me, like with his hands under my armpits, just kind of grabbing me and holding me at arm's length and running over to a trash can that was full of water. Like it had rained a lot. And just dunking me in and pulling me out ant free. Like I didn't get any bites. It was just this, like my dad was magical. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it was very
there were
impressive.
ants and
very impressive.
No ants.
Really?
I didn't even mind that I'd been dipped in a trash can.
Oh wow, that's fantastic. The next question is from Evie. I'm being generous to Evie here by letting her have 2 questions.
Wow.
What is the eggiest thing? It's because I like her. She's a great person.
Okay.
Yeah? What is the eggiest thing
Oh, I
you
have a
ever
good one.
did?
When I was a kid, I lied. I had earlier memories than sending the link. So like,
Oh.
it was a
Oh,
fake news, I
okay,
guess.
okay.
But like, I was a kid and I was on the beach because one of my aunt had a beach. It was a horrible beach, but like she had a house there for some reason, and we would go there on some summers, and we were like on a little market or something, and I saw a book on sale on the market that it read shoujo, which is like one of the one genre of manga and anime stuff, which is like about romance and stuff.
Mhm.
And the line was the power of female seduction, and I was like, I had to read this for some reason. And like I asked my parents, like, can I buy this? And like it was pink, like it was completely pink, the book. And like I didn't read this because like, oh, I like girls. It was like now I know why I wanted to read it. It was horrible. I have it like
Right.
on my shelf somewhere. I didn't throw it away because I think it's funny, but like it's awful. It's like completely garbage of book, but it was. But the fact that I was like obsessed with the idea of femininity and like romance, but like not
Mhm.
in a straight way that probably my parents think it was.
Yeah, yeah, of course. The biggest thing I think I've done is probably when I had one of my girlfriends, and I asked her a very normal question, by the way. No, normal question was, "Oh, would you still love me if I wasn't a boy?" And she was like, "Yeah, of course." I was like, "Oh, okay." And it's like, if you are a boy, you don't generally ask people if they would love you if you weren't a boy. Like, and this wasn't, and I didn't ask it in the same way that people ask, "Oh, would you still love me if I was a worm?" Right? I felt like it was like at a time, I felt like it was a very
A,
existential
a
question
pressing
kind of thing,
question.
like a pressing question. Like, would you like tell me right now? Would you still love me if I was a boy? If I wasn't a boy? And I remember feeling some kind of relief when she said, "Yeah, of course." It's not a big deal, and it helps that she was bisexual, so like it obviously wouldn't be a big deal to her anyway. And I felt relief when she gave me an answer. I was like, oh, "Okay, cool." And yeah, so here I am now,
Yeah,
very
the
much not a boy, which
the very
I guess
cis
again
question to ask, like.
very
Yeah.
cis
Yeah,
question,
like
a very cis
Very.
question
every
to
cis person
ask.
wonders if they how would they look if they were the other gender or no gender. I'm sure that every
Of
cis
Yeah,
course.
yeah, yeah. Every cis person asks someone they love, "Would you still love me if I was a
yes,
completely different
absolutely,
person?"
very.
Yeah, of course. I'm totally
Yeah, it's
normal.
it's
Totally
still
normal,
cis
totally
though.
cis. Andy, do you have
Still
still
cis
cis,
though.
still cis, still cis? Andy, do you have an egg and angle or anything like that? I'm not quite sure how you kind of perceive
I
yourself.
see.
Or...
I went and I looked for comics about transformation, and I found this one honestly really wholesome comic called El Goonish Shive, egscomics.com. Really good comic, honestly, and it's about magic and stuff like that. And there's a bunch of like transformation magic, people transforming from boy to girl to boy, whatever. And there's one character who is gender casual, who's like, I'm a guy, but I don't really care. So he transforms into Cheerladra, who's like a cheerleader superhero, which is like, cool. That's who he transforms into as his super form, right? So it's like, I don't know, it's just really wholesome, really nice. And I was like, I like that. Gender casual.
I love that
So
term.
it's kind of
Yeah,
cool.
huh.
So that was
That's funny.
the eggiest thing I did.
Yeah, I feel like in my earlier kind of stages, I probably would have identified as maybe gender casual. Like I remember, I did for a little while identify as like a kind of boy, kind of thing, like a kind of boy, not a
Boy
boy, but
think
also not a boy.
a boy thing.
A boy thing, yeah, like a boy thing. I remember I called it like a boy asterisk. Like a little asterisk after the end of boy. Yeah, I'm a boy asterisk. Gender not included.
Right.
And that was like my kind of egginess. And then I think it's. I mean, this is like a longer story that I'll probably like write in an article or whatever. But like, I didn't actually really identify with what I am now until my friend mistakenly called me it. And I was like, whoa,
Hello.
that word sounds good. That's me. Because until that entire time, I was just like using like all kinds of different terminology. I was like, oh, this isn't quite fit, but it will do for now. And my friend said that word, and I was like, whoa, that's it, And she thought that she had made a mistake. She thought because like a little while later she corrected herself. I'm like, no, you don't need to correct yourself. You were actually right.
Good insight.
Great, yeah, like accidentally correct.
I was gonna say,
No,
like,
no.
I remember back on high school, I used, like, everyone
Yeah.
still, Brazil, like, is moved for WhatsApp. Like, it's everyone here uses WhatsApp for everything.
Sure.
You cannot skip it.
Yep.
And yeah,
Same
I
in
like
Europe.
to, like, put song lyrics on my bio there, like, and I would change them every day, and like my friends would check them out, and it was kind of funny, and was like translated lyrics. And I remember, like, one day I listened to this lyrics and I was like, I'm gonna put this using she/her pronouns. And like 2 hours later, my mom sent me a message asking what was that, and like I just changed it back and like, nothing, was a mistake. Sorry.
Backpedal,
Yeah,
backpedal,
like,
backpedal.
for context, like,
Just know
he
something.
and she in Portuguese, like, it's just one letter. So like, it was, it made sense if I said it was a mistake. I pulled that off. I think maybe not.
Right.
Who knows?
Sure.
The next question is from Luna, who is Cubix8513 at tech.lgbt. Her question, there's a series of questions here, man. God, why are you guys like this? Why do you keep asking more than one question each post? What is happening? I have to do more editorial work. I can't believe it.
Yeah, you've prepped a lot beforehand, I can tell.
Yeah. So, what is the way you squish a cat? Do you like to squish cats? Would you like to be the cat that is being squished? Is life worth living if you're not to be?
I recuse myself because I'm fully in the human realm and I'm not a big cat fan. I'm so sorry, Mastodon. I'm so sorry, Fediverse. I'm so sorry, everybody.
Yeah.
Cancel Andy. Andy cancellation party.
Andy is over party. What is the way you squish a cat? I just squished a cat, like in that video. I don't know if you guys seen it. Like,
I have no idea. Sorry.
No.
Okay. There's this YouTube video. It's like super viral. It's this vet, and he's like got his cat, and the whole video is just about how to squish a cat.
Oh.
And it's like, yeah, and like it's such a good video as well. And that's how I squish a cat, just like in that video. And like I know how to squish a cat because of that video. It's like, squish a cat, like just do it like this and hold it close like this. And
that's theory. Have you put it in practice?
Yeah, I've squished many cats in my life. I love squishing cats.
In my day, I've squished many a cat.
I've made squish cats. I love squishing things.
Yes,
friends, dogs,
yes. You constantly send message saying they're squishing me.
Yeah, I love squishing you, and I love squishing people together. I love putting them together like little action figures.
Now squish.
What I do with my cat, I don't squish him, but I hug him, like just as if he was a person, like full 2 arms, just wrap around his little body and like hugging. I like doing that. I have two cats. Like, one, if I touch him, he gets mad and run away. The other one lets me do all this. So like that's how I would squish my cat, which I do constantly, all the time.
The next question is from Dylan. So that's Dylan at tech.lgbt.
Hi, Dylan.
Hi, Dylan.
Boop, beep.
Boop.
I even missed the question because we talked over you.
The question was beep boop.
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
Okay. I think that's a handshake. Probably modem noises after that. I don't know.
Modem noises. Yeah,
I don't know how to make the noises. I
I
didn't use much dial-up internet.
Yeah.
Sorry, I use like only a little.
Yeah, I had dial-up internet in my house for at least like the first 10 years of my existence. So the noise of the dial-up modem is like seared into my brain. In fact, Veilphonia posted a video a while back of different modems making different noises,
Right.
and one of the modems was the exact, like the tone was the exact one that I had in my house at the time. And I remember my dad was so excited to finally get broadband in our house over ADSL.
Hmm.
And our first ISP was, you're never going to guess it, it was AOL.
Oh no.
Yeah. We even had like one of those discs.
Yeah.
And we even used the AOL web browser or whatever the hell it was. And my first like foray onto the internet was through AOL UK, who I don't think they're still around anymore. But it's kind of weird that AOL were here as an ISP.
Isn't it funny that like a brand called America Online,
Online,
UK.
yeah, the UK. Yeah, like America Online UK. That's like such a weird thing to think about. They really pigeonholed themselves with the AOL
Yeah.
name, there, didn't they?
Completely.
Completely. Like America Online United Kingdom.
America Online United Kingdom branch.
Like you just remember my university has like satellite campuses. So my university was Coventry University, and they had satellite campuses like across the UK. So they had one in London, so it was CU London, Coventry University London. And then they had like one in like Abu Dhabi or something. So that was CU Abu Dhabi, which of course, very interesting. My university is part of Coventry's Pride Parade, but also has a campus in Abu Dhabi. How do you square that circle? Anyway, so but one of the university also had like a satellite campus in Coventry, which was like a part-time kind of thing. Andy, it's kind of vaguely similar to like a community college in that kind of
Right.
way. It's not exactly like that, but that's just like a cultural analogy piece. And it was called CU Coventry.
Coventry University, Coventry.
DC Comics, Detective
Right.
Comics.
DC Comics, yeah.
So
Detective Comics.
the people at CU Coventry get cucked, huh?
They do get cut. Yeah. You not. By the way, the CUC had a library, and the official shortening of the library's name was LIBCUC. So I because the thing is that they renamed it. They called the thing is that it was called CU College or something like that, or beforehand, and they renamed it CU Coventry while I was there, and obviously then they renamed the library to match. So I remember I came back to university in September of my third year, and I was like, does that say Lipcock?
If you told me that was like a website with cuck fanfic, I would believe in you. I would believe in you.
The other thing about my university was that we had a netball team, and you can see where this is going now. But the netball team decided to sell shirts with their team jerseys, and the netball team was the Coventry University netball team.
Oh.
And they sold monogrammed. They had their official jersey had their initials on the back.
It took me a while to catch up. I thought this was headed toward cuck and balls.
No. So it was the CU netball team.
Right. No, I'm there. I'm caught up.
Yeah. And the thing is that the official like university like netball league or whatever they're called, they didn't take too kindly to the team's naming. So instead, they had to rename themselves like Netball Squad Coventry University, which is not fun.
No.
But and I do wish I had bought one of the original jerseys. It would have been so funny. But yeah, I guess I was too late on that one.
Opportunity lost.
Opportunity lost. But that was kind of like the vibe that my university had. This kind of very like, my university is based like Fedi, essentially, just like less gay, I suppose. but definitely Fedi vibes. Well, I mean, at least that's what it was when I was there. I think since then, universities become a lot more corporatized, especially with the expansion into Abu Dhabi, for
Right.
example. But also like buying up like loads of land in the city center to build more university buildings, and also partnering with other not very nice regimes to launch satellite campuses there.
Super fun stuff.
That kind of stuff. So yeah, the fun stuff. It's weird. Universities in the UK are like a microcosm of like British hypocrisy. I think, in that they try to be these like very upstanding, sober, like egalitarian places of learning. So that's why they have pride parades, and they have LGBTQ sessions, and they care about their foreign students, all that kind of stuff. But also, they'll open a satellite campus in Abu Dhabi.
Right.
Just for the money. And because it's like all universities in the UK are public entities, so they're all in receipt of state funding. So it's not like, but obviously money talks, and it's obviously very, very lucrative to set up satellite campuses in Abu Dhabi or whatever. Yeah, so it's all becoming very, very corporate and
Of course.
whatever,
As things will do.
as things would do. And it's a shame that that's happened to universities in the UK, that they've become more like businesses that just happen to hand out degrees rather than places that people go to learn. Obviously, the government's fault in that by letting universities charge tuition fees, for example. And that's obviously created like a customer business kind of dynamic from students that may not have been there before. But anyway, that's besides the point.
Right.
I can go on forever about how terrible universities in the UK are. The next question is from Gaboman at app.waffam.net. Wait, is that RN? Oh my god. This entire time I thought it was like an M, but it's actually an R and N together. Thank you. So it's app.waffam.net. And the question is, will Risk
V.
5? Risk V?
I think it's Risk
What?
V.
It's not Risk
No?
5?
Andy, you're smarter than us.
Look, it's not us, so I don't really pay that much attention to it.
Okay, well, will Risk 5? Risk V?
I don't know.
Are you sure? Okay,
Maybe
whatever. It will Risk... Will Risk 5... Someone's going to correct
Risk
me.
dash
when
letter V. Will risk dash letter V. Mhm.
Yeah, will Risk dash letter V kill ARM at some point?
So personally, if it does, I hope it doesn't have any collateral damage to any other processor makers except Intel, because I like my house and my
think
paycheck.
It's more likely that ARM kills our x86 before that happens. I'm just gonna double down on that.
Sure. Yeah, I agree with both of you. I was going to say exactly the same thing.
I
as
just
you
say
two,
I was
actually.
based on nothing. I just thought this would be funny to say. Like I don't know. I worked with Risk on semester on college. That's all I know, and like it's nothing.
Oh, yeah. You don't know, I'm a real Risk head, by the way, guys. I don't know
Oh,
if you-
wow.
Yeah, I've been dealing with Risk my entire life.
A risk taker.
A big risk taker. Yeah. I'm always. It took you guys a second to get that, didn't it?
I was letting it breathe. Come on.
The next question is from the lovely Imdat Celeste. That is at ics@tau-seti.space. What an instance name.
And they have multiple questions, one for each of us, I believe.
No,
right?
I think the first two are for me.
No. The first two are for you. And honestly, Sally, I can only answer like ask a couple, so I'll do that. So the first question is, Agatha, your birthday on Saturday is a worldwide phenomenon. How come you are not Saturday Night Live or on some other similar show? After all, you are a Fediverse celebrity. I agree with
everyone
with Sally on
should
this one.
email the people at Saturday Night Live and just say they should invite me and pay me a trip to
Yep, that's true.
US in the process. I think it's on the US. I have no idea. I don't know late
They
night
should-
television at all. This is not here. I think this is not
No, neither do I. So the joke kind of flies over my head too.
I think they should say happy birthday with money.
Yeah, no,
Yeah. Happy
like
birthday, money. That's good.
That's much
it is
better
my
than being
birthday.
on a
Send me
show.
gifts everywhere.
Oh, this one's a personal question for Andy. Now, Andy, how come you lost your sense for dad jokes? We don't see him anymore, and by me, I mean Imdat Celeste.
Right.
Misorders dad jokes. Are you now grown up or what?
Does anybody else think this way? Because I sure hope not. I don't think that that's the case
I think your
at
dad
all.
jokes are still pretty on point.
Moving along, yeah. I don't know. Maybe they haven't seen replies because I'm a reply guy, I guess.
Yeah, maybe that's it. Because Maston, I didn't realize until very recently. Maston, so on Akoma, and I'm not sure how it is for you on Firefish, Andy, but on Akoma at least, everyone you follow, you also see their replies, even if it's to someone you don't follow.
Right.
So that's why I find other people's posts like, oh, this person.
Yeah, just to point out
replied to
that
this
like
person who I don't follow.
usually when I make replies, I set them as unlisted. So like they don't, but they should show up on your timeline anyway. If Akoma or Firefish don't do something weird, don't do something weird.
Yeah.
I don't think they do. I see.
No. Yeah, I see you. I mean, even if it's followers only, I will still see your reply to someone else's reply.
Yeah, I get that a lot. Like, yeah, from you especially, yes. Like, you have a lot of friends who are like followers only. So like, I see your reply to them, but not them.
Right. Yeah.
So.
Not original post. Yeah, and it's like you know what I was saying. You're like, what did Yaseen
Yeah, and like
mean by
I only have
context?
half the joke, and I just
Yeah.
I would just have to work with that.
yeah, and it's funny because like sometimes people will post something really good on followers only, and I'm like, I wish this was like visible because I really want to boost it, but I'll just have to like keep it in my head kind of thing.
You know, from on Mastodon, a lot of your stuff was, you quote a lot of people, so it would be a link and then, something, right? So it makes it hard to follow through, because you got to follow, you got to open the link, you got to see what the original was. If you have access to it, it is so much better actually just see the quote in, in place. Yeah. You get the full context of it, and it actually, you make a lot more sense on Firefish.
I am sadly.
My pleasure.
How did you say yes? Yeah, a master cell. Yeah,
master cell.
I am sadly a master cell. I wouldn't know.
You're loyal. I'm disloyal.
You're loyal to me. Yeah. The funny thing about Firefish quotes and stuff is that, which is something I only found out like yesterday or the day before yesterday, is that so on Firefish you can see quotes, and you see quotes from Akoma and other fish key instances, and you'll see them as as part of a module in relation to the original post. Whereas for me on Akoma, I can only see quotes for a post if the person quoting is also on an Akoma instance.
Oh.
So Fish and Key people, their quotes will appear as an individual post. It will have the quote inside it, but it won't be. But if I click through to the original post, their quote won't appear at the bottom.
Oh, okay.
Which I think is weird. That there's this actual weirdness that I didn't really notice before.
Right.
Between Akoma and Fishkey. I don't know if that's a thing that some Akoma person who's listening now will be like, wow, that's something I can totally fix. Because the great thing about Fedi is that if you complain enough, someone will fix it for you. No, that's a joke. But
famous Fediverse micro celebrity Yaseen is complaining about Akoma. Why'd you get banned from all Akoma instances? Hard coded in the code.
Hard coded. Yeah, Yaseen shall not be. I joke, but obviously it's just the Fediverse is a place of collaboration and stuff. So if there's an issue that you feel like is worth noting, someone will have an answer. It's in some form or whatever, right? Like I've asked so many questions about some piece of technology, and someone has very helpfully said, "Oh, Yaseen, you need to do this, and this," and they're right. I remember I had trouble installing a thing, and I forgot what the fuck it was. But someone who I didn't even know, who didn't even follow me, but just found my post, just walked me through what to do, and I was like, wow. This guy, this is crazy. You know, if you ask that like question like Twitter or like somewhere else, you'd be told to fuck off and read like the or read like no, dude. You know, so that's the bounty of Fedi. You know, is that if you have an issue and it's legit, someone will be very patient in helping you understand what's happened.
It's pretty awesome.
It's pretty awesome. Next question is from Lucretia. That is lucretia@final.town. I would like to know everyone's position on the pizza boiling situation. And then someone called Steve DeBrew, who follows me. Okay, they follow me. That's fine. Stephen DeBrew at wandering.shop. How about pizza cooked in a Dutch oven? And then, Andy, you said let's do this first, so we didn't do it first.
Yeah, it's alright. You can fix it in post.
Sure. Well, I want to know everyone's position on the boiling pizza. So I'm obviously a big fan of boiled pizza since I was the one who made that post, and apparently it took off so well that it's now like a Fediverse thing to reference boiling pizza. So that's good. So I'm pro boiling pizza in that sense.
I will I just echo what Yassi said. That like don't they made I forgot the original post. Sorry. I was gonna like just quote the original post like how is it just like don't boil your pizza for people who don't deserve it or something.
Yeah, it was something like wow, I posted that.
While you're looking, I'm going to say that it is a crime against cuisine. Obviously,
that's why.
Which is what all
that's that's the funny part.
Of course, it's hilarious. It's a great meme. But I think you should be forced to eat a slice of boiled pizza.
Please. Let's do it. Live stream it or something.
Live stream my boiled pizza. So by the time you realize my worth, I'll be boiling pizza with someone.
Yeah, so like don't boil your pizza for people who don't deserve it. That's what I'm gonna say.
Exactly. Yeah. I sent that image to Jess, by the way, who is my BFF, and she replied with, "Oh my god, absolutely not boiled pizza. What the fuck?"
Oh, that's taking it pretty seriously.
Yeah,
You've made an enemy for life.
She takes the boiled pizza seriously. I don't know how about pizza cooked in a Dutch oven?
So okay, I was gonna make the easy fart jokes about a Dutch oven. I'm assuming y'all both know what that is, right?
Do you know, Yaseen?
Okay.
Sure.
You seem confused when you told what it was.
Yeah, you're quiet
like,
here.
What the fuck's a Dutch oven?
Oh gosh. Okay, so a Dutch oven is a large cast iron pot that with a heavy lid on it that you can put in your oven and cook things, or you can use it on the hob or on the stovetop, as you know most people say. But you can like put it on a burner and you can even use it to boil water, boil noodles, stuff like that, which is what we do. Or you can cook with it in the oven, you know, something low and slow like a roast or something like that. So the Dutch oven itself, like we've got this big enameled one. It is heavy. It is actually like, it is this big monstrous thing, right? So people use it to cook all sorts of things. And I can imagine like kind of the cast iron pizza or something like that. Someone, you know, putting the dough on the bottom, you know, pressing it against the bottom and then putting the sauce and cheese and toppings and stuff in the Dutch oven and cooking it. It doesn't seem like the best way to do pizza, but I could see it. I could see, you know, someone using it. But a Dutch oven also refers to.
Yeah, I looked it up. It's a pot joke.
Oh, you looked it up while we were talking? You just stole my thunder? What if there's other listeners who want to know what a Dutch oven is?
Like, be aware that you ruined the
joke.
What?
Man, listeners, y'all really could have enjoyed my telling of what a Dutch oven is, but Yassi looked it up. Thanks, Google. Thanks, Yassi.
No, it's because you actually said what it was before you went on your spiel.
Right, sure. Rewind.
Yeah, you mentioned that.
I'll fix that in
you
post.
Said, I'm not going to fix that. You're going to have this moment where you spoiled your own joke for yourself.
You pulled the sheets up over someone. Anyway, it's not a good way to cook a pizza. I promise you that.
Okay, so the next question is from Fennel, who is at fen@zona.work, your instance mate.
Yeah.
So, Fennel asks us, where is the recording studio, and do you need to be rescued from the recording studio?
Right now, it is on Sealand. You know that that platform on the middle of the ocean that claims to be an independent country. That's where we are.
Yeah.
Right now.
We're both there. Actually, we didn't tell you that, but yeah, we flew out earlier today, and we're in 2 different rooms here, but that's where we're recording
don't know
from.
where-
And no, we're fine,
Yeah,
Fennel.
we don't
Thank
know where
you. I would have
is.
let you know.
We hope you hope you're okay.
Yeah, I'm fine.
Yeah, someone
Yeah?
just came to my house.
recording studio.
They gave us a ticket.
Where
that
exactly
said,
are
"This
you?"
is for the Yes School. Let me just hear.
Wow, that's great. I am actually in an undisclosed location, because as Rishi Sunak said, he's coming for people who make podcasts.
All right.
So, yeah, I gotta keep myself safe. The next question from Fennel is, how do you like your burgers prepared and topping?
Agatha, the burger fan, please go first.
I like
This
Yeah,
is
yeah, go first.
every burger.
Agatha.
I don't discriminate against burgers. I like normal burgers. I like chicken burgers. I like fish burgers. I like vegan burgers. I like all burgers. I like them simple with lettuce, tomato, but I also love them with caramelized onion. That is a great thing to put on a burger. Please put on every burger. Crispy onions are awesome too. So I literally like every burger. Medium cook, like a little bit pinkish, but not bloody. I don't like that. So like,
Yeah, I can agree with that. I can agree with that. I'm good. I'm also like the burger. I also like a burger with an egg in it. I feel like
Hello?
an egg just elevates kind of any kind of dish that you'd make. So my favorite kind of burger is like a chicken burger. I'm partial to chicken burgers. I chicken fillet. I do like a good lamb burger though. I think that's quite a nice medium rare for me as well on that front. So not medium rare, so medium for me on that front. With the same kind of toppings. I don't like tomatoes on my burger. And if it's like a meaty burger like lamb or beef, I would like it kind of medium flavor, just like. I do like a burger with a good egg. I feel like an egg elevates the burger to another level. Or any kind of dish like an egg and salmon bagel, for example. That's quite nice. But that's a bagel, not a burger. What about you, Andy? Your burger choice?
a little simpler than y'all. I mean, maybe, a bacon or, something simple, but, yeah, little onions, caramelized onions. Nothing too, like, thick, no, like, smash burgers. This kind of gross me out, but, like...
I'm not a big fan of smash burgers.
Yeah. I don't know why they exist. It's like boiled pizza. But, no, I mean, simple burger. It's fine. I really would rather a spicy chicken sandwich, though, any day of the week. Because burgers aren't really
let's
spicy
talk
enough.
about spicy. I like. I am the spicy.
Oh, yeah.
I do love the spice burger.
I only now realize how
She
that
is.
sounds. Yeah, no, like
Sounds perfect. She is.
Bought like
Yeah, the spice girl.
like hardcore spice because I like that stuff, and like no one on the house can use the spice besides me, and I never found no one can like.
Oh my
You
God,
open it up and you
incredible.
smell it, and like people just know because like it burns your nose if you smell it. And that's like the hot sauce I use because I like hot sauce. Hot sauce is made to burn your tongue. It can't be weak, otherwise there's no fun on that.
I don't like mine to the point of causing pain, but yeah, everything should be a little spicy.
I agree on that one. Okay. Next question. Oh, fucking hell. Right. You know what? We're gonna go over time. I don't care. We're gonna go on for as long as I want.
It's a holiday.
We're cutting half the episode, everybody.
I
Just
can
so
be-
you
I
know,
can
you're
be
missing
held.
the best parts.
Oh, good. Okay. We'll keep going. Next question is from Joe. That's at Shadow Jonathan at LGBT. The person who appeared in the very first episode of the Askcast, which is episode question mark.
And our personal friend, all of us.
Hi,
yeah.
Joe.
Yeah, good friend of ours. Andy, how is gender? Andy.
I just lost my headphones. I'm back.
Okay.
Fix this in post.
No, I'm gonna keep this.
No,
fine. I'm gonna keep this fine.
I look like an idiot out here.
No, I'm keeping it in because it's just so funny to me. The question from Joe to you was, how is gender?
Gender's fine. How about you? No, gender's great. It's chill. It's the most easygoing thing in the world.
Cool.
Yeah.
Agatha, how are girls?
Hey, I thought you had read the questions.
I read that. It was that was my prepared answer. Where's yours?
Girls, the pretty that meme, like the person with a red face, like girls,
Yeah.
pretty. That's me right now. That's me.
Girls are good. Thank you, Agatha. Question for both of you: would you
Yes.
let yourself be kidnapped by a vampire lady?
Immediately. Yes. No.
Wow.
Yes.
You want to think about
Please.
it?
No.
I would.
Wow.
I would also say yes to either Joe and answer me.
Huh.
Ask me any question. I would also say yes.
I'm gonna pass. I'll give you my place in line, I guess. Cause
Thank you.
yeah, no, you got it. I gotta pay my mortgage and feed the kids and stuff. I got too many responsibilities to go gallivanting off with a
imagine,
vampire.
I'm
So
picturing
have
like
fun.
Carmilla from the Castlevania anime. Like that's what I'm picturing.
Yeah. I can
She's
go
evil,
for that.
but
I can go for
that's
that,
why it's
sure.
good.
Then Joe asked. Then Joe asked me a question. Thankfully,
Oh, finally.
Yaseen, would you still Andy and Agatha and do a sleepover with them? Yes, I think
Thank
you
you.
two would make great sleepover guests.
Oh yeah.
It would be kind of weird for my parents to be like, "Why is there like a person who is like double your age with us?" But we can gloss over that.
I'm the
Like, we can
chaperone. I'll make sure nothing bad happens. Nobody gets too silly, and I'll be the designated
I can drive,
driver or
so
something.
so
Yeah,
that's good.
I'm fine.
I mean, I don't drink.
But
Oh, then you'll be the designated driver. Woo!
The next question. Oh, Grace is so cute. Next question is from Grace, who is at Farmer Femboy at snuggle.moa.
And so adorable. You're right.
Question for Yassi. Does Yassi like me? Yes. Question
don't
for
know this
Agatha.
person.
Does Agatha like me?
I have no idea who they are.
Really?
That's fair enough. You have no idea? Oh, okay. That's fair enough. Question for Andy. Does Andy like me?
Duh, of course.
Question for all of y'all. I love that. All of y'all. What do y'all think of Factorio? Have any of y'all ever played it? I have not played
Me
it.
neither,
actually,
but
unfortunately.
I'm not into that kind of game. But the other one, which is Satisfactory, which is a great name, by the way, that one I want to play because it's like 3D and stuff.
That's funny because I asked my oldest kid, "Do you play Factorio?" And he's like, "No, it's Satisfactory." So he could give you some tips. He's played hours, like hundreds of hours. Yeah, sorry, hours doesn't seem much with the game. Ooh, I played hours. Wow.
Like 2.
Ooh.
Wow, 2 hours in a video game.
I said it with such significance. Hours.
I'm
Played
lost.
scores
I'm
of
lost for
minutes.
this podcast more than I last like the entire year, please.
That's so great. Actually, I listened. So here's the thing. I actually never listened. to
I will
every
not
episode.
listen to this one. I will not listen to this one.
It makes
Absolutely
sense.
not.
Like, I mean,
No, we've lived the moment, right?
it makes sense because I'm like in them,
Right.
right? Like I've already experienced them. I don't experience them, but I thought I would try to listen to Mia's episode, and my God, man, I was laughing my fucking guts out like all the time. I was like, wow, this is like good. Like because obviously I never really experienced like listening to them outside of editing them, where I don't think about what's actually being said. I just think about what I need to remove and stuff.
Right.
So to actually listen to it in like a casual setting, just like listen to it, think, whoa, like everyone, because I don't get it when people say that the Askcast is good. I get it, but like I don't really like kind of understand why they think it. And I listened back to them like, wow, like yeah, this is it's really good. Like if these were two strangers, like I would say the chemistry is good and all that kind of stuff, and it's funny. And I didn't realize just how like funny it is. And I hope people like think that the Askcast is like funny. I
Yeah,
don't know.
that's how it will be remembered. The
Good.
6 episodes that were on the Icecast.
Yes, the 6 episodes that happened. That's right. The next question is from Tomo, who is DB Cooper right now.
Tomo time.
Tomo time. Her question to us is that's Tomo at fedi.azumanga.k. My question is, Tomo. Answer is Tomo time.
Tomo time.
Tomo time.
Do you remember
It's fine. Just go along with it.
Just go along with it. Do you remember the Tomo unblocking saga?
Yes. Yeah, you kept referring to her or something, and I couldn't see anything from Tomo, so I was like, "Who is this?"
Yes. I remember. I really remember clearly because I was like, every morning when Tomo makes a post, no matter what post it is, I just reply with Tomo time, and I do that pretty much like every day, like whenever Tomo makes a post. And one time Andy replied, and he was saying, I can't remember what you said, Andy, but like you were curious as to like you replied to what I said,
right?
And then Tomo's name came up in black in standard text,
Yep,
which indicated that you couldn't tag her.
Nope.
I was like, Andy, you can't tag Tomo, and you're like, nope. It's like, oh, that's interesting. And I was like, and I went to Tomo like, hey, Tomo, do you know what this is? And it's like, and it turns out that basically, Tomo was Fedi blocked by tech.lgbt.
yeah, accidentally, right? I mean, it couldn't have been on purpose.
It was on purpose. It was actually an accident. What's happened to my nose?
We'll fix this in post.
So, and then I complained about it. Like, why is Tomo blocked by tech.lgbt? Tomo is great. She's a good person. All kind of stuff. And then Joe came in and said, hey, I haven't blocked her, but it turns out that there was like a kind of like configuration error in like the Federation or whatever, and so Tomo was blocked like basically by accident. And Tomo was unblocked, and now Andy and Tomo are friends, which I think is so cute.
Yeah, I stole Tomo time like once or something, and you expressed some umbrage at it, and I thought it was hilarious.
And now we both do Tomo time.
I haven't as much. I didn't want to take something from you that you valued so much, but now I'm going to do it again.
You are good at Tomo time. Oh, another question from Tomo, which is, my nose is getting blocked up. Am I getting sick? What are you guys doing to me?
This is literally toxic.
Me. Literally toxic.
Oh, we've gone viral.
I'm getting licked.
We are going back to the street.
Okay, Tom asked us again. Where is episode 3? Where are you hiding it?
This isn't a question for me. This is you. Deal with it.
I don't know why people ask this, because like just count the episodes. It's not that hard. There's 6 episodes. One of them is 3.
Exactly.
Yeah, but like the first.
Exactly.
I think you should say that. I know the yes Kessler, but you can say yes.
Yeah. So the reason why there isn't an episode 3 is because the first episode was meant to be with Matty and Lucy, but there was an error in the studio app, which we have experienced today, but thankfully not too catastrophic. You don't know it, audience, because I read it out. But anyway, so their tracks got corrupted and there wasn't a backup. So, but the next time we could record again was a couple of weeks afterwards. So I was like, okay, well, this is supposed to be the first episode, so I'll keep it as the first episode for when we record it next. And I didn't realize that it would be another couple of weeks until we could record it again. So in the meantime, I decided to record 2 episodes. The first one, which was with Joe, question mark, and then the second episode with Chris, which is episode 2. But then obviously by that time, Matty and Lucy were free, so I recorded the episode with them, but still recorded episode 1. And that's why it's episode 3. Next episode could have been episode 3, but I wanted to keep a kind of numerical consistency from then on, just so it makes it easier for me to do like the editing stuff, because each episode is numbered and named or whatever, so I know what's happened so far. So that's basically what it's in episode 3. So, yeah.
I think this was just a really long mistruth, and episode 3 was silenced by the UK government.
Yes, episode 3 was banned by
There we have it. Breaking news here.
came to my house and just took the files away from my computer.
Was the episode with them?
It was
Him?
yeah,
With
yeah,
Rishi?
yeah. The third episode was with Rishi Sunak.
There you go. It'll never see the light of day.
Okay, how much time are we at now? Oh, fucking hell. Okay,
So we should wrap this up, this final
we should-
episode.
There's one question you should
one more
read.
question.
At
One more
least one.
question.
No, because it's Clarice's question. You should read her.
Oh, okay. Yes, I'll read her question because she's your girlfriend.
Biased
Screw
much.
everyone. I'm gonna bias my GF.
So,
Whatever.
Clarice, who is Agatha's GF and also my
Love you, Clarice.
friend.
Of course.
So that's Clarice at tech.auto. I love
Very
Clarice.
sweet.
She's so cute, so sweet. So her question to us is favorite video game / console, and what are yours?
Which you already answered.
I have a good one for the second one. Well, I have a good one. I have a good one for the wildest childhood memory, which I've mentioned before as a text friend. But my favorite video game has to be Burnout 3 Takedown because it's the only game I've 100%ed, and it's one of the few games I feel like I've talked about it in like I think a couple episodes ago, but I really kind of clicked with that game and it changed like my entire music
That game is
taste.
so good. I played so much on my PS2.
And my
It's a wonderful game.
so good. It's such a good game. You know, they and they'll never make another Burnout game ever again, which is
Oh.
so disappointing. You know, because EA bought it, and then I guess Paradise didn't do so well, maybe, and now they're just kind of doing support work for other studios, which kind of sucks. Criterion, that is. And my earliest wildest childhood memory is so. If you're British, you'll know exactly the horror of the story. So we went to have dinner at this place called Frankie's and Benny's, which is a New York style Italian restaurant. Not an Italian restaurant.
Right.
It's specifically styled like an Italian restaurant in New York kind of thing, an American Italian restaurant, I suppose. And so I was like 5 or 6 or something. And the food there wasn't particularly agreeable with my stomach, and so I vomited.
Oh, God.
And I am banned from having Frankie and Benny's and Benny's.
You're still banned, like, even if it happened when you were a kid?
I mean, no one has said that no one has written to say that
So
I've been
just assume you
unbanned
are.
from Frankie and Benny's. So I'm just going to assume that I'm still banned from Frankie and Benny's. Like, and the thing is that I've told the story to my friends in real life, and I remember one time, someone suggested that we go to Frankie and Benny's for dinner, and one of my friends was like, "No, we can't go because Yaseen's banned from there." And we just moved straight on. And this other person was like an acquaintance or something, like a friend of a friend. And to them, they must have been like, Yasseen's banned, and everyone's like, yeah, and just moved straight on. Like it was like no big deal. And so they probably think that I'm banned like as an adult as opposed to banned as a child.
That's
Wow.
Yes, Lord.
That's good lore.
Hashtag yes, Lord.
It is good law. That's what, and you know, and the thing is that any British person will say that it's not a big loss. That it's probably a good thing I'm banned from Frankie and Benny's because any British person will say that Frankie and Benny's sucks. So to us, I feel like any kind of restaurant that is a chain that is a derivative of a derivative of a derivative is gonna suck pretty bad. I'm just gonna keep assuming I'm banned from Frankie and Benny's, and I think that's a good reason to not go to Frankie and Benny's is that they banned Yaseen.
Yeah, true.
Yeah,
We'll
super agree.
boycott.
I
I'm
have
boycotting
no
them
idea
now.
what this place is, but
You're such a
beyond what you just said, of course.
Do you have an answer to that question, by the way, guys? About
go
video
ahead.
games?
Go first.
That's a good one. I've got kind of an early video game memory if we can like just munge them together, and then I'll answer the real question. But when I was 7 years old for Christmas, I got one of those like there's a gift somewhere in the house, go find it. So I had to run around my grandparents' house, and they're playing It's Hotter, It's Colder, It's Hotter, until finally under my grandmother's bed, I look under there and there was a box for an Atari 2600.
That's great.
Right? So that was my first, like, my real console. And it was the Atari 2600. And I played the living shit out of Combat with, like, the bullets that would ping pong around from the tanks, And it was like I would get my uncle to play with me. I would, like, rope anybody into playing the Atari with me. And that was, like, kind of the start of basically everything after that. So it's not my favorite console by far, but that was my first memory of, actually having a console. There was some early like terrible stuff before that, but that was the real deal, and it was all mine.
Very old.
I am super old. Yeah, I had the Atari. I mean, come on. But yeah, like, my favorite game is hard because, like, it would have been Terraria. Natty and Mia played it for a bit, and Natty had a server and introduced me to Terraria, which I owned but kind of just didn't play. And then I ended up playing over 1,000 hours and getting all the achievements except one, playing through some rando I met on Reddit, playing through with them, playing the modded, Calamity and all sorts of that. But I'm kind of burned out on it now. I haven't played it in a while, so I don't know if I can, say it's my favorite game, but it really, for like a half a year, it was my only game.
For a while,
yeah.
I mean, 1,000 hours in any video game is a significant amount.
I'd only done that in, like, Bethesda games before that, so it's kind of weird doing it in a 2D, like, digging around and fighting bosses game.
It's me. It's me, right? Or are you gonna answer? Yeah. Okay. So
it's you.
I don't have a favorite video game console, but, like, I thought on some on top of my head that are interesting for me. On console, I really liked the Nintendo 64 because my uncle had it when I was a kid, and I would go to their house on Saturdays, and we would rent some games, and I would play them, and that's like I play horrible games and fun games. I really like that stuff. I really like Kingdom Hearts 2. It's like the first game that made me think of games as something a little more interesting than just, like, playing them a bit. And it took me, like, years to finish because I just did not. You have to think that you do not understand English and you're trying to play a RPG. So, like, it wasn't particularly easy, but I tried. And I need to mention Final Fantasy XIV, which is I would say the game of my life because, like, I have 4,632 hours on it right now. I played this game since I was 16 or 17. 17. Well, I was 17. This was on, or 16. I don't remember now. But, like, since I was, and, like, it was the game that helped me go through, like, I had just realized that I was trans, and, like, it was the game that actually helped me come to terms with it. Like, as funny as it is, like, the game has a big queer community. There are a lot. Like, just go to Fedi and, like, just ask who plays Final Fantasy 14. There will be a lot of people. There's always a lot of people. I can mention, like, Holly. Holly has, like, 20,000 hours on this game. She plays it way more than me. She plays a lot of it.
Wow.
Is this that game with, like, the G-pose stuff?
G-pose is like
G-pose, is that
the T-pose?
Yeah, G-pose is the command you put to enter photo mode. So, like, you enter so, like, the term G-posing is like pretty screenshots where, like, you move your character around, you make them do poses, usually make some mods, and, like, you put filters and stuff, and, like, it's a sub community of the game.
Yeah. Because, like, Lexa, I don't know if you guys remember Lexa. She's really into G posing, and on Discord her says with, like, playing Final Fantasy,
yes,
this game, and I'm like, and I remember one time I asked her, "Wow, you've been playing this game a lot. Like, is it, are you, like, like playing online is like the campaign stuff. It's like, no, I'm not actually playing the game at all. I'm like taking photos.
Yeah, but
of my
just to answer,
character. Like,
there
oh,
is a campaign.
okay.
Like it is a MMORPG, but it's like
Yeah.
there's a big story
It
on
is
it,
again.
and like it's a lot more story focused than most MMOs. That's why it's like you can play this game single player. Like basically, you can do it. It's a bit weird to do that, but like you can do it. No one will stop. Especially right now. Like I think almost all content you have to do to complete the story. You can do it with NPCs, so like you don't even need to find other people. But I greatly recommend to everyone. It's available on PC, PlayStation, and Xbox soon, and there's a free trial that goes up to 2 expansions. So like you have possibly 1,000 hours of game for free. Every Final Fantasy 14 player has to like cite the free trial is like a copy pasta. I'm not gonna read the copy pasta, but like in your hearts, I use that. I don't have early childhood memory because as already established, my earliest memory is send me the link to this podcast. So, but really, like kid memories are not with me, and I was not a particularly wild child. I was like very normal. I'm like the fatty straw man, you know. I just there. I don't shitpost. I don't have any particular defining features of me. I just am there.
Your defining feature is that you are a very soft.
True story.
And every morning I say, "Good morning, Agatha."
Yes, you always say, and I am always thankful for it. Everyone that sends me a good morning, like in that always.
What I say?
They send me a good morning in a different language every day, and I find that incredibly impressive. You can check on the hashtag Good Morning Agatha, because it's a hashtag with a lot of I don't know 100 or a few hundred different good mornings on different languages.
Yeah. One time they wrote it in Bengali, and I was like, "Oh my god!" And it was a perfectly wonderful greeting to say. So I quite really that. Yeah. I think that's a good place.
That's fine by me.
You guys think?
Yeah.
Good, because my nose is getting more and more blocked up. So I really should end this before I can no longer speak again. I am not quite sure what is happening to me, but I really think the limbo is getting hold of me.
Oh, then I'll do the outro for you. This has been the 6th and final episode of the Yazcast.
It will never come back.
Ever.
Stop. I gotta do this.
I gotta say, every time you start the episode, I think this should be where Yaseen goes like, and this episode of YesCat is brought to you by, here are our sponsors. And there's never a sponsor. And I always feel like there should be one. I think someone should sponsor the YesCat.
There should be a sponsor. I think someone should sponsor the YesCat. But if you do want to support the YesCat, you can support me on Ko-fi and Patreon. Links are in the show notes.
Wonderful. I didn't
really
think of setting you up like that, but I'm glad I did.
Yeah, it's great. Yeah. So links are in the show notes if you want to support the show.
Show that landing.
So that's it. That's the episode. Fantastic. Thank you very much. So this was episode
Vista.
What did I say? Vista? Yeah. Episode Vista. This is episode Vista of the YesCast with myself, Yaseen, and my two lovely guests, Andy.
Andy.
Hello? Yeah, sorry, I didn't know I was supposed to say something.
Oh, sorry.
I was waiting for an Agatha. I thought I had been disconnected.
Please don't edit this. Leave this part.
I'm so professional.
Bye, everyone. Thank you, Yaseen, for having me and Andy.
You're welcome. It was so lovely to have you both here. Thank you so much for taking time out to join me.
Of course. It was so much fun.
This episode was written... Nope, I didn't write any of this. This episode was... It feels instinctive to say written by.
It was written by, and then you start naming all the person that sent questions.
I could do. I mean, I've already done that, haven't I?
Maybe on the Yes Cast revival.
Good outro. Good outro.
Good outro.
Yeah, it's
Good
like saying
outro.
goodbye to
Sounds-
family, isn't it?
Yeah,
3 hours later.
The outro's going so well. This episode was hosted, edited, directed, and produced by me, Yaseen, with guest star from Andy and Agatha. This episode was filmed. This
Before
episode
live
was
audience.
recorded. Before live audience. I did that joke already. I did that joke in the last episode. This episode was.
Also, I gotta say, you didn't direct it much.
Fix
I
it
feel like
in
this is
post.
undirected at all. Like no direction, just all over the place.
all over the place. Yeah. This episode, I mean, to say this was directed by me is kind of putting it very,
And
very.
we managed to
very
read
loosely, I
the
think.
outro.
But yeah,
I think this is perfect. I think
this
no one has done
this
that
episode-
on the other episode. Just this. We meant to ruin the outro.
this
You can do this. We believe in you.
this episode, fucking hell, guys. This episode was recorded from inside. Oh no, Sealand. This episode
Sealand.
recording on Sealand. There we go. We got there in the end.
Well done.
Good. We got there. Okay.
Good night.
Good night.